Konnichiwa, yokoso, the Free Cheese episode 323. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Matt Sellner.
Oh, this is when I say hello. Hi.
Marc Augustiniak.
What's up?
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games, brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. I promise I will not say any more Japanese, probably.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about.
I was
Throughout
hoping
the
you do
rest
the
of
whole
it.
thing in Japanese.
I didn't learn all those words. I barely learned any of the words, except how to say thank you and I'm sorry. That's kind of all I needed.
So, how's it feel to be,
Well cultured.
well, that's not how I would put it. I was going to say, how's it feel to be the designated weeb at this table now?
Dude, I feel like it. But also, I feel like there were people who were more weeb than me in Japan. Like, I don't feel... I don't know, like, we did all the stereotypical things. Not stereotypical, but, like, the things that
The
I
touristy
expected
thing.
to do. We didn't, even,
okay,
we didn't even do, like... I don't even know what the touristy thing is to do in Japan. Like, take a picture of that five-way walkway in Shibuya. I mean, we did that, but...
You got to go get a body pillow of your waifu on it.
See, all right, so we did go to Akihabara the one night, but like that was like one of the not I wouldn't call it a low light of the trip, but it wasn't a highlight of the trip. Like it was, I thought that was gonna be like that. This is beginning and end was Akihabara. We're gonna go to the fucking arcade. We're gonna go to, but like went to Super Potato. Prices were way expensive, and it was just like, and it was so tiny in there. It just, it wasn't the, I don't know. I didn't love that experience. And even Akihabara in general, like the arcades we went into a Taito arcade, we went to Sega arcade, and they were cool, but a lot of the games were like, I don't know, like I kind of was expecting to find something, not a barcade, right? But like I think a barcade is the closest we get these days to having traditional classic arcade machines.
Yeah.
This is all, every arcade we went to was all new arcade machines, which wasn't a bad thing, but it was just
Like a Dave and Buster's kind of style?
no, because these were still like, I mean, we played Street Fighter 5.
Oh, okay.
And it was like it wasn't a full cabinet. It was like the sit down cabinet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, because usually their style of like, isn't it like 1v1? It's where it's like it's two cabinets like in front of one another, whatever.
The
Like a
SF5
triangle. It's like a triangle shape almost,
So,
right?
yeah, so instead of playing next to them, you're across from them.
This one we were at, so it was, for the SF5 at least, it was a cabinet that was single player,
Yeah.
and then literally next to you was the other one.
Oh, okay.
So if you wanted to, you could like punch each other in real life, just elbow to your left or whatever. But
Okay.
we were right there. But I don't know, man. Arcades weren't that, you know, they were cool, but it was like, all right, we did this for one night. Like I didn't need to go back.
Yeah. Jokes aside, though, I mean, this sounds like a fun trip from everything you were sharing before. And
Oh my god, dude, yeah.
glad you had a good time.
I mean, the cool stuff for us was just like getting lost in Kyoto, just wandering around. You know.
We have to find out because of last week.
Did I find? Yeah, hashtag where Britface go.
Yeah.
The hunt continues.
Damn.
I know.
I thought we had her.
The truth is out there, but it was not in Japan.
Damn.
I searched high and low. We went everywhere. So we started in Tokyo. We went to Kyoto. We went to Nagoya. We went to Osaka. We took a day trip down to these two islands, Naoshima and Tashima. They're like little art islands. I think the thing that people might recognize the most from those islands is Kusama was the artist. If you remember last year in DC, there was a Kusama exhibit with the pumpkins and the infinity mirrors.
Maybe.
If you saw that pumpkin I showed you a picture of, that's one
Okay.
of her works. She does a lot of like dots in
Okay.
her works. That was the big thing around here, at least in America, where that was touring and got a lot of buzz. But this one island just has a lot of her art all over the fucking place.
That's cool.
So we did that, and then the one island we got to see a lot of her art. The other one, the one museum we were going to go to, the tickets were sold out by the time we got there, and we didn't know you had to get them ahead of time. So we didn't end up going to a museum on the second island on Tashima, but that was probably the highlight. No, there were so many highlights. That was one of my favorite parts of the trip because we rented these bikes and we just went bike riding in the Japanese mountainside. Like,
How was the weather?
cool.
it was perfect. That was the one perfect day that we had weather-wise too. It was like a flat 60 degrees. That's perfect.
I can't imagine it. Was it humid?
The whole fucking time it was humid.
Okay.
Every other day, like
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
that one day
Bump
was
up that
that
temperature a
one
little
day.
bit.
No, the rest of the time you would have been fine. And also for some fucking reason, every store you go into, they just blast the heat. Like I'm standing next to the counter to pay for something, just sweating because it's just like they have a heater on everything. It's like,
Trying to get those toxins out of you.
dude, my God, it was but yeah, no, very sweaty country, very humid at least in October. But yeah, I don't know. It was a hell of a trip. I could have stayed another 10 days, but
Do you feel changed?
I feel dizzy. But yeah.
Dizzy.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still getting reacclimated. I don't know if it's time zone or if it's just I'm literally on the opposite side of the world. I don't know.
I mean, that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah. Changed. I don't know. I feel different for sure. I feel. Yeah. But not in like a fucking dumb hippie kind of way. You know?
Oh, so not in the Tetris Effect way. Just
Well, you know. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like, wow, going to Japan really opened up my fuck all that. But, you know what I mean? But like it.
I mean, you don't have to say it like that, but you can still. There's nothing wrong with feeling that.
I mean, you definitely feel in a way. Like there's just so many little things. Like I was telling you guys before we recorded, like just how accommodating everyone was. Like the fact that like the morning we woke up in our hotel in Tokyo, and we were like, all right, what are we doing? We're like looking, and like nothing's open near us because nothing opens until 10 o'clock. And we're like, literally the only two things open within walking distance were 7-Eleven and McDonald's. And it was like, all right, well, let's fucking do this, right? So,
Little piece of
I
home.
thought you were
There
going to
we
say
go.
Starbucks, but all right.
no. But they were, yeah.
Yeah.
So we get to McDonald's and walk up to the counter, and she was like, how are you going to order? And I was like, I'm going to fucking ask for food. What do you mean? I don't know. This is, so hold on, back up. When I knew exactly what this trip was going to be is when we're leaving the airport, we get our bags off the thing. And so as soon as you get off the plane, you're coming down the escalator, there's these huge graphic wall panels of Mario and Mario characters saying, welcome to Japan. And I was like, okay. You come down, and as you get to the bottom of the escalator, it says, visit our check-in station on floor 1 of Terminal 1, which is, we were in Terminal 1 coming in Narita Airport. And I was like, all right, cool. We should stop in there. And because I remember there was like a Nintendo Switch, like My Nintendo check-in thing or something. I don't know if you guys seen that on the account. I was like, that's cool. I'll go in and get a little prize or something, right? So we walk around, and as we're leaving with our bags, I walk up to the little guy at customs, and he's like just grabbing our little papers we have to give him or whatever that just say we're here. And I had seen like, oh, it's like right in the terminal, but I don't physically see it. So I just asked him, like, do you know where the Nintendo store is? And he just looks at me like stone faced, like, what the fuck? And I like hold it up and show him on my phone, like the Nintendo check-in is what it says. And he goes, oh, Nintendo. And I was like, yeah,
here we
okay,
are.
yep, got it.
Mario, here we go.
I was like, oh, fuck. And he's like, oh, and he's laughing at us the whole time. I'm like, all right, great. That's how it's going to be.
He's like, you're gonna
Yeah.
die here.
So the whole rest of it, I'm
Dumb
just like,
fucks.
I'm like, all right, yeah, I got to be very careful with how I pronounce things and whatever. So I go into McDonald's and like walk up. And as soon as we walk in, the woman, like, she's talking to people in front of us, Japanese. There's surprisingly a lot of Japanese people there. And I was like, oh, we're fucked. Like, I'm just going to point at the thing I want, just hope for the best. As soon as we get there, she fucking grabs a menu and flips it over. It's like laminated and has fucking the English
Photos.
side, and pictures, right? And she goes, "Hello, welcome to McDonald's." Like, and I was like, "What
shit.
the fuck?" And I mean, obviously with a thick accent, but like not in a way that like she was trying. Like, whereas here we'd be like, "Ooh, you don't speak English? Sorry about that. I don't, what do you want? That? I don't know." It's not everywhere, right? But like most places, you go into a McDonald's here and you try and order in any language other than English. Like, unless someone works there who knows the language, you're
Right.
You know, but that
Japan
McDonald's,
puts an effort.
That McDonald's experience was everywhere we went. Like, they were super, super.
Yeah, there was times where you were telling me about like just like how quiet it is there. There isn't really any trash anywhere. Like that kind of stuff was like it was making me like want to cry because it's like we'll never have that here, and that's like
no,
sad,
not at all.
But it sounds beautiful.
No, when and so we get our fucking food, and that was the first experience of like walking from the subway to the hotel the first night, silent on a city street, silent, and it was like 5 p.m. I was like, what the fuck? Being in that McDonald's, you get the food, and we go. It's a 3-floor McDonald's. You go to the second floor to eat. We're sitting down. It is I think it was like 6 a.m. or something. Just silent. I mean, like silent. You don't hear people eating, and we're like surrounded by people. It's not like it was like just us in there. Like we're surrounded by people, completely quiet.
Do you think they have a secret laminate menu that's just a McGangbang picture?
And you just point to that. It says Nico Gangbu. And like, I mean, being on the subway, it's silent. Like the only time we ever really heard people in the subway is like kids in high school who were giggling to themselves and going, Gaijin. And you're like, hey, I get it. I'm a foreigner. I learned that word too.
Oh, now I know what that means.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. That stuff is the stuff that stands out. It's just like those cultural differences of everything is just so, I don't know. That, and I found that maybe this is just me reading way too much into it, but I found an appreciation for everyone there really gets into whatever it is they're doing. Like there's the people who are very, like we went to this restaurant that was a 7-course dinner. It took us like 3.5 hours to eat everything.
Wow.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah, it was a place called Monk in Kyoto. And the head chef Yoshi, like travels to a small island every morning to go get fresh fish and berries and all the things that he's going to make the dinner out of that night. Cause he does pizza as the final thing, but he gets like all of the things to make like everything he gets that morning. So we're sitting there and like every time they bring you a new part and the next course, like fully explaining like what the mushrooms are and why these mushrooms are important versus the ones we had in the last course and all the stuff and all the intention behind it. And you can see like the passion this dude has for what he's doing, like the pure love of his craft. He's explaining everything to us in thorough detail, like to really like bring together the experience. And like that was very hyper specific because obviously we're in this dude's restaurant. He does all the stuff to all this, but the dude who was like sweeping up fucking dust in the subway station has just as much intention with what he's doing that dude had, where it's like here, like, you know, a job is a job, but like there you don't get that same feeling. It's
sometimes maybe not to that level or extent, but I can notice that going to probably most states in America. It's just Maryland's just like this black hole where it's just like
there's not like black hole like Montana or Nebraska or North fucking Dakota or something like that.
Well, it's just most states. It's not. I'm not gonna say like. I mean, like Philly or Jersey's no better, either. You know, but
I think there's pockets of good and bad everywhere. But it was just,
that's what I meant.
and even there, right? Like we definitely like. Not everything was perfect, right? We found spots.
Found the Yakuza?
They're everywhere too. But yeah, I don't know. You definitely get a different sense of things from people.
Yeah, that's cool.
A lot of it. I think everything is intentional, or at least everything is done with the purpose of being intentional. It seems. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any questions about it? I don't know.
Not off the top of my head. I'm just.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying not to like blast y'all with shit all the last 2 weeks because I felt bad, but yeah, it was.
No, I didn't mind. I thought it was pretty cool. I was living vicariously through.
Yeah.
Whatever you were sending.
Yeah, I'm terrible at checking social media, but like when I remembered to check social media, I was like, oh, I should probably go to Instagram for once because you know Katie's posting stuff.
Oh yeah. Because I didn't tweet her. I barely tweeted at all. I'm still fucking fried. Like I don't know where I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you still need to like things still need to settle in.
You need like 2-3 good nights of sleep. Probably even more than you probably need like a week, honestly.
Yeah, because I'm still.
The rule of thumb's like an hour every night. You get reacclimated.
Well, so when we left, I didn't sleep. Like we woke up. We woke up 6 a.m. Friday, Japan time, which is 5 p.m. Thursday night here, and I didn't sleep until 11 p.m. Friday night.
You had to go back to the past.
Yeah. So I was up for like 30-ish hours straight. I think I nodded off watching Alita Battle Angel on the plane. I've missed like 30 minutes of that movie, and that was the only sleep I got in that whole day. Did you watch that movie?
No. Should I?
It's got some Markness to it. But, you know.
I was like, I don't know.
It's fine. You could find things to like about
I haven't even left the country nor the state, and I've been getting to a point where like I just been watching X-Files.
Yeah, dude.
And I'll just like randomly like fall, like just doze off, and then I'll wake back up like maybe 10 or 20 minutes later and not even realize that I even dozed off. I'm like, wow, when did I?
That happens.
Yeah.
My body's catching up, man, because it's just like I've never done that, and like rarely ever. But
I was really excited to watch X-Files on the plane because I ran out of movies I wanted to watch, and I was like, oh, they have X-Files, and it was like 4 episodes from season 9, and I was like, I'm all right. Like, yeah, I got no train of thought. But yeah, I mean, super special trip, super good trip. We did a lot of cool stuff. It was nice to just take a break.
we'll check back on you next week to see how.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it feels like 2 o'clock in the afternoon to me right now.
Well, you will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Matt will be adjusting to a different time zone entirely.
That might be. I don't know. I think I'll come back Saturday. I don't know. We'll talk later.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks you guys for recording last week. It was very weird staying in touch because we were 13 hours apart. So I'm like trying to make sure I'm not texting you guys in the middle. Sometimes there was some stuff that I was doing like 1 in the afternoon. Was like, I know it's midnight, but fuck you guys. Look at this. And then
I think I might have done that here and there too. I was
Nah.
like, oh wait, he's probably either just going to bed or just waking up.
I mean, yeah, my phone automatically hits do not disturb once I'm, yeah. But no, it was not. I was on the bullet train listening to y'all while playing some Mario Kart Tour.
Ooh,
Why would you do that to yourself?
All right,
let's rip this Band-Aid off.
all right.
Fuck, I didn't know. You said it was gonna be bad. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad.
Yeah, so all right, look. That is one thing I learned about Japan as we get into our talk about video games here. Is I totally understand mobile gaming now. Listen. I said I understand
Yes,
it.
understanding is one word.
I don't endorse it or want it, right? But I think I texted you guys. I saw some dude on the train not even playing Mario Kart Tour. He was just like scrolling through the menu to see what was there and then like closing the app, and then he'd open it back up again to see if there was something different in the store for whatever reason. I was like, all right. I also saw a different dude, side note, with a swipe keyboard, but you know, you can upload whatever pictures you want. It was just a fucking waifu girl. Like, anyway. And I was like, oh yeah, Mario Kart Tour. And I was like, I don't know. And then we were on a train, and I just didn't feel like taking my Switch out of my bag, and I was like, that would be Mario Kart Tour. Maybe I'll see what's going on. I bet they got a Halloween thing going on, right? Fired up, no Halloween thing at the time. But I was like, let me try it. Let me just try it, right? And I get it. Like you have either, 1 or 2 stops, like you can get a race in really quickly. Or on the bullet train, we had, anywhere, depending on which city we were going to, we had anywhere between like 30 minutes to 3 hours sometimes. So it was kind of just like, I was listening to you guys. I listened to most of the podcasts on the one train to, I don't even remember what fucking city, and play Mario Kart Tour. And it was like, once you get the controls down, the game's not bad. And for me, another like, here's a little lesson from Japan that I picked up. Just focusing on what things were rather than what they could be or what they were not, right? Like, the whole time I had approached Mario Kart Tour previously was like, well, this sucks because it's not this, and this sucks because it's not doing what this, and I'm used to Mario Kart like this, and this isn't that. It controls weird. I'm used to it. And I was like, okay, well, what did they do? Well, they made a game that you can play while holding a fucking subway thing and having your phone in one hand. Like, that's what they did do. And then I'm going through, and it's like, the item boxes, like, even if someone picks one up and there's not technically one visibly on the screen, you're still going to get items. Like, they did that because of how they compensate for the control. Like, all the things they did to keep in mind where you're going to be playing this made me appreciate it a little bit more. And it was fun. Like, I mean, I played a good chunk of the tour that was running on for most of the time that I was there. I forget which tour it was. And then the Wednesday before we left, what was that, this past Wednesday? Yeah, I don't fucking know. It switched over to the Halloween tour. So it's not all spooky levels, but there's a more emphasis on Luigi's Mansion and some of the ghost boardwalk from whatever.
SNES.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that, and it's got the gotcha thing, right? So you play and you get the God damn it, I did not miss
Things haven't changed here in stateside.
you get these little red gems that let you do a pull from the pipe. Yeah. So I went and pulled my pipe, and you get, randomized characters, carts, or fucking paragliders.
Oh yeah.
That's not your neighbor. That's me getting triggered.
Screaming. And I was like, oh, they got a little Halloween Rosalina dressed up as a witch in a pumpkin car, and I was like, okay, let's fucking do this. Fucking fire
You're
off.
so fucking gullible.
No, look, I wasn't doing it to get the stuff, right? I'm playing the game, and I had accumulated so many of these gems throughout just playing it. I had enough to do their it was like $5 a thing, or you can get 10 or 5 gems a thing, or you get 10 for 45. So you save 5 if you save up, right? 45 gems.
Okay.
Because you're getting 10 for the price of 9. So I did that, and I got a couple of new characters, not Rosalina at all, nothing Halloween related, and I was like, all right, whatever, I don't give a shit. But it was fun just playing that, and that was like my go-to. Like, I'm on the subway, I'm on the train, we're stuck waiting in line for something. I'm just gonna fire this off real quick and do a race, or do 14 races, like whatever time allotted for.
Like if I was in a line somewhere, I could see me maybe playing this if horizontal mode was available.
Honestly, I got used to that. Like I didn't mind, because think about.
But with Joe's newfound respect,
yeah,
you can't do vertical without 2 hands. Or landscape mode.
Yes.
You can't just.
It was
one
just
side,
that ease of just like having it in your hand and just like pulling your thumb one way or the other. They also added tilt controls now, which I don't think were there day one.
They were not, because I was looking for them.
They have tilt controls now, which I found that basically I could do everything without tilting, but tilting added a little bit of oomph to your turn. Again, like this is not going to replace Mario Kart 8. Like this is not going to replace that.
Oh, no.
Right? But for what it is, being able to play Mario Kart on your phone and stripping out all of the gotcha stuff and all that dumb shit, just the core gameplay, I appreciated it a lot more. With that, I don't think I'm going to play it ever again. Like
Yeah, no.
I'm not on a
You
train, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I had a commute that was different, if I had whatever,
Like, I get it, right?
yeah.
But there's better mobile games.
Well,
There's far better mobile games.
So, but then I was trying to find some shit on Apple Arcade to play, because I was like, I could do that while I'm on the train, right? I got all the stuff, I got whatever. There's not a lot on Apple Arcade that's like really grabbing me. Like
I'm still fully invested in Grindstone.
Grindstone's got you.
Dude, I'm like at level I'll pull up my phone and see where I'm at. I'm like in the 40s or 50s in that
shit.
game.
I think I played a little bit of that at some point, and I was like, I'm having more fun with Mario Kart Tour.
Kind of
God.
wanted to try Oceanhorn too, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, nothing really grabbed me either.
I don't know. Like I was like, there's not a ton that I'm like. I don't. There's a couple games that I was curious about with Apple Arcade, but I was like, I'd rather play this with a controller or whatever. Like,
Is it
Oh,
weird?
sorry, 87. I was way off.
oh my god,
Wow. Kudos.
I love this game. It's really good. And you play one hand.
that's true. That's true. But I got bored of it. I don't know why. I don't know why I got bored, but I got bored of that one.
That is like the puzzle aspect. I played a game like this back in the day. I cannot remember the name of it, and I've tried looking through my purchases. It was like a RPG, like dungeon crawler thing that you had to like.
Does it match 3 colors?
No, like you had to match like shields or swords or hearts, and you had to like strategically like gain health.
Strip Puzzle Challenge 2 on Newgrounds?
No.
Where you match them and you see more and more of the girls?
No.
Oh, all right.
Because adults have met something like that for mobile.
But it was like a dungeon crawler, and like you,
Puzzle
like,
Quest?
No, that's
Oh.
actually like a match
Oh, okay.
color thing.
I don't remember.
Well,
It was so long
it might
ago.
have been,
I think I
'cause
was
the
playing
symbols
it-
on 'em.
I think I was playing it on my iPod Touch when the App Store
Oh, wow.
first came out,
Okay.
It could have been Puzzle Quest actually.
like within those first 2 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never haven't been able to like find it in my purchases.
It probably got delisted because it's probably
That's
32-bit.
yeah.
And, yeah.
But yeah, it reminds me of something like that. That's why I keep playing it.
Yeah. It's fun. I just didn't. I never went back to it. I don't know. Yeah, Mario Kart Tour. I don't know, man. I get it. It made me appreciate what that is, because you see a lot of what people are playing on the trains, and it was like, it was a lot of just those like mobile games. Like you
Well,
see
yeah.
why it happened, because it's like.
I mean,
You're
but-
always connected. There's fucking Wi-Fi everywhere.
On the trains too?
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you got to connect to those networks, but once you connect, I mean, we bought we rented like a little pocket Wi-Fi thing, so I just had that in my bag the whole time. So we were just, and that just pings a cell network, so you're just, basically you have a mobile hotspot. So we were on that everywhere, and that was fine. But like, even without that, like you either have cell service, or in a spot where there's no cell service, you connect to the Wi-Fi on the train, whatever train you're on. Like literally, subway trains have Wi-Fi. Most times you're walking through the street, and it's just like connect to our free Wi-Fi in the area. Limited, right? But still, it's like in a pinch, if you needed Wi-Fi and you had no other data connectivity, you could hit it. So you get very easily why mobile games make so much sense there. But yeah, Link's Awakening I played as well. That was gonna be my big plane game. The flight home, I didn't play anything at all. I watched like 5 movies, or I lost track of, but I just watched movie after movie after movie after movie. I had no energy at that point.
Like, I get that, yeah.
But in your head, you're like I think before I left, I was like, I should take my PSP, and maybe I should take my 3DS. I don't know. I'm gonna probably have so much time, and it was like, no. Like on the flight there, I spent half the time reading comics and half the time playing Link's Awakening, and flight back I didn't play shit. But I did play a good chunk of Link's Awakening. I played it here and there on the bullet trains, because we took bullet train a fair number of times, because we went so many different cities. The dominant feeling I got when I was playing this was I had a strong desire to stop playing it and go play the original on Game Boy instead. I don't know why, but I was just like longing for that more than this one. I don't know if it was the art or if it was just the fact that I knew it was a Game Boy game, but it was like, I don't know. I just felt like, I kind of want to just play the original. Like,
I'm kind of the opposite.
To the point where I was like actively like in my random little searches. So by the way, I said before, Super Potato kind of, I get it why it's the thing, but book off. There's your Japan pro tip. Go to a book off. Book off is like a Goodwill.
Okay. Oh, all right.
But they are. It's not organized in a way that made sense to me. Like you can tell, like, okay, this is the video game section, but like I was trying to find you guys cool little things, and I was trying to find Matt a Japanese copy of Halloween on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever. Dude, I like. Literally, Katie and I sat in this Blu-ray section for like 20 minutes. And again, every store is sweating. So we're just sweating the whole time, standing in this place, looking for Halloween. I've got like a pile of shit in my hand. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like scanning through it. I'm like, okay, well, hold on. That's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay, and then what's next to that? It's like, well, that's not a T. You're like, all right, hold on. Okay, maybe this is the horror stuff. Okay, these are all action-y. Okay, so maybe no fucking... Like, I have no idea how
they don't have a good old GameStop employee putting them all in alphabetical order for it.
There are signs that are sticking out, but they're all in kanji, so I don't know what the fuck it says. So I don't know if it's genre titles. I don't know if it's alphabet. I don't know if it's saying...
Could be just saying, fuck you. Like,
Yeah, great job.
Maybe it's by director.
No fucking idea.
Production company.
And I get to the point where I'm like...
Well, it wouldn't be production company. That's a proper noun.
Sure. But maybe
you know what I'm talking
maybe
about.
A little sign.
I'm just throwing it out there, just being a smart ass.
But I'm nothing, so I'm like, fuck. But video games, that was very easy enough because you could just kind of see there were just signs, or not. You just saw, there's all the video games, and you're just going through and like, it's a Goodwill style thing. So there are aisles of clothes, but there's aisles of CDs and records and individual Magic cards, which I was gonna buy the Yoshitaka Amano. Card that he did for the most recent, or one of the more recent sets, but it was 5,040 yen or something. That's like $50. I was like, not gonna spend that just for one.
That's crazy. Card. Is that Japan exclusive?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just a cool. I remember that was what got me back into Magic earlier this year. Was it this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I saw that he was making a Magic card, and I was like, that's cool as shit. And I was like, what's Magic up to these days? And then there it all goes. Anyways, I'm wandering through book offs and little shops like that where I found all the video games that I ended up buying, but I kept looking out for Link's Awakening, and it was like nowhere to be found. I enjoyed like having a return to form for Zelda to play through after playing Breath of the Wild. You know, it was like, right, this is what Zelda is.
But you feel its limitations, don't you?
But it's like
it's hard to ignore it.
While playing it, you're completely enamored with it, and I love that it's like, right, okay, so you're in this dungeon, and very much this dungeon is making you do this thing and whatever. But while playing, having a great time, and I'm like, this is cool. But after I walk away from it, I kept feeling myself thinking like how limited it was, how the dungeons felt kind of like rote and similar, and I just felt myself more desiring whatever Breath of the Wild 2 is more than
like
this.
In 2022.
Whatever year, but it's just more of the like the confined experience of Zelda definitely feels antiquated at this point in a post Breath of the Wild world, which sounds weird because there was so much about Breath of the Wild where you're like, this is so good, but I wish they would have done more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if Breath of the Wild 2 truly can bring together the stuff that Breath of the Wild did with the dungeons of yore, I feel like that could be something really special. Because this just felt so, like,
it's like the complete opposite of Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and like
whatever Breath of the Wild lacked, this did
is
not,
there.
and then vice versa.
Yeah, and like this is like you would get through a dungeon and you're like, got it, okay, that makes sense because I talked to that one guy. Now I got this. You usually when you get like a new key or an item or something in Link's Awakening, you already know the 6 places you've seen that you need to go next because now you've got that item you can take somewhere. But don't worry, because in case you didn't remember that because it just happened 12 minutes ago, as soon as you walk out of the dungeon, everything stops. The owl flies down and he goes, "Hey, go there," and then you fucking hit select to go. All right, whatever. I want to go back to that. And as soon as you do, like all of the map is just blacked out. Not blacked out, but it's like a 30% black transparency over top of the map, and then it highlights an area you're supposed to be going to. And it's like,
damn,
you're really yeah.
I needed that though. Because sometimes I would find a key or something when I wasn't supposed to find it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck does this go to? And I was like, what am I supposed to... Like, I had to keep going back to his memories. And I'm like, oh, right, there.
I had to do that a couple times. But for me, like, playing it... I mostly play this game in large chunks,
they really
right?
shove it in your face, though.
Yeah, and I could have appreciated that had I turned the game off or put it in sleep mode or whatever. Like, okay, wait, what am I doing? But it was like, you know, things that were happening within an hour of one another where I'm like, no, I got it. I'm good.
Because like my problem with the original version was navigating.
Yeah,
I got lost so horribly. So it's like that map is like it's more of a blessing to me than a curse.
Yeah, no.
But at the same time, they do like to hold your hand a little bit there.
I think that was mostly what I just missed a little bit of that like challenge to it.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But
because you're not really rewarded for exploring much.
No, it's just kind of like
you try to get somewhere where you think you probably shouldn't be, but you kind of want to get that item anyway, and then it's like, oh shit, how do I?
Do you think they did that because they were trying to go for a slightly different audience? Like, think of the art style.
I mean, I think every game they're trying to bring in newcomers.
Yeah.
I mean, this is definitely a good. I feel like almost every Zelda game is a good gateway.
Yeah.
To some degree.
Yeah,
definitely. But if you're to compare and contrast the original to this, I mean, I think it's good overall. It just has some slight issues.
I'm just saying, like,
it just feels weird bringing that back after
Breath of the Wild.
After them wanting to break the molds that game was a part of.
But I also understand, like, you look at the cycle of Zelda games, and it's always like you get a new one, you get a remake, you get a new one, you get a remake.
But this is one I would recommend for, I guess, like casual players.
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure.
I mean, even Breath of the Wild can kind of support that as well. But if that feels too overwhelming, just because how vast that is,
yeah,
here you go, Link's Awakening.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild just throws you out there. Like,
yeah.
There you
all
go.
right, Ganon's in the middle, and I said, okay.
There he is. I'm gonna go get it. Yeah, I'm excited. I want to play that. I was gonna try and fire it off before we recorded today, but turns out when you leave the country for 2 weeks, there's a lot of TV you don't get to watch. So we spent the morning watching TV, and then
I still have to force myself to play it.
I went to the grocery store.
It's never like a want.
Yeah, like that was
Wow.
the thing that I kept feeling too is like
I like it, but I'm not like in love with it.
yeah
Or anything.
I want to see it to the end because I've never beat that game originally on Game Boy. So I do want to see how it ends and see if there's anything.
It has like multiple endings.
Yeah, I want to see
Well,
like
I think only 2.
like
but-
do they unlock the entire Game Boy game when you beat it? That would be fucking cool.
I don't think so.
I doubt it, but yeah. Like I just want to see what is that game. What do you get? What's the deal? Do
Yeah.
I want to fuck around with this dungeon maker anymore? Props not. But you know, all those things.
It's there. Like
Yeah.
the base builder in Fallout 4. It's there.
But again, like the fact here's the thing though. Like the fact that I was on a bullet train, had nowhere to go for 3 hours, and
chose not to play it.
there were parts where I pulled it out, but there were
Yo, you pulled it out.
pulled it out.
Is that acceptable in Japan?
They didn't care. Yeah, it's fine. There were times where I played Mario Kart Tour instead of like I could have played this.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah. But I think I don't know, dude. We did a lot of running. Like
I think it just has to do with but just the accessibility. Like Mario Kart Tour is probably a much shorter thing. You can get done.
my
You can
phone's
feel-
already in my hand because I'm double checking the train stops we're taking.
You can feel
know
like
what
a
I mean?
minor sense of completion
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
diving into this whole like, all right, I gotta take this chunk and
Right.
Alright, fair enough.
it's a lot to think about. For at least for me.
Yeah. And then I guess I can swing home here. And before I kick it over to y'all, I missed my 2 pups more than anything. But other than that, I was pretty grateful to be in Japan. The one thing that I was like, right now, you got to put this out now, was Ring Fit Adventure. I was so fucking excited for that game. When it got announced, right after that direct, I pulled the Wii U out again, or the Wii Fit out again. Immediately got back on that track with Wii Fit for like the last month before going to Japan. I was doing that every 30 minutes a morning before work. Usually an hour on Saturday and Sunday. I got way back into Wii Fit U in a good way. More than I had when I first bought it. Because I bought it, played with it for like, whatever.
I never did the Wii Fit stuff.
It was good.
I did the original Wii Fit stuff, but not.
What I liked about Wii Fit U is like it would give you that randomized training based on like kind of whatever you wanted. So if you were going after a calorie goal or you had a time limitation, it would find a workout that worked for you, and you could prioritize certain things over others. And I liked the things that it gave you to take outside of the game, where it was like
That step tracker.
not literally.
Okay.
I liked when it would be like
Pogo Walker.
no, like you would get done your workout and it'd be like, hey, you burned enough to eat a block of cheese, and it was like, alrighty,
Enjoy.
time to go.
Treat yourself.
But it would be like, little things like something that has stuck with me in the last month since playing Wii Fit U is being conscious of like how I sit. Like right now, I'm breaking all the rules.
Well, you cut mics.
But
Yeah, I'm hunching.
But it was like, hey, you shouldn't cross your legs while you're sitting because it's bad for your posture. Like I've been very aware of posture and those types of things since playing Wii Fit in the last month. So Ring Fit, I was like, dude. As I ordered it to ship here while we were out, and as much as I wanted to fucking rip it open last night and play, I was like, no, I should not. Like, I should sleep. Been awake for 30 hours. So when I woke up this morning, I made coffee, came down, opened it up, got started. That is a goddamn workout that I did not expect at all.
So did you jump into like the main
Yes.
quest?
Yeah, I did the main
Okay.
quest to start off. So that core adventure mode, you choose your character. The Ring is an in-game character called Ring.
Cappy. Oh, Ringy.
It's
Oh,
called Ring.
wait, you choose a character?
Yeah,
You're
you choose male or female.
Oh, okay.
And then the Ring, you pick up the Ring, and it has you like. So there's actually, prior to starting the adventure, when you first fire up the game, it walks you through
Calibrated.
very thoroughly calibrating. Sorry for the clap, y'all. There was a little bug flying by me. Yeah, where it has you like put the leg strap on and get the Joy-Con in the ring itself, and has you almost in a way that like the Wii Fit, if you're familiar with that, had done like the making sure that it knew where your center of balance was and all of those things, and the calibration of that board. It has you like figure out. I think what was it called? Wii Fit Age, I think is what they called it in there, where it would tell you like, hey, you're 30, but the way that you just performed, you're actually like 60. This does a little bit of that, where it was like, hey, let's figure out which workout's best for you. right now, spend the next 5 seconds applying as much pressure you can, squeezing it inward. Like, push as hard as you can together. And that was like, cool. So this is probably going to be a good strength resistance. Like, it knew kind of how to shape your workouts based on the performance you did.
See, I like that versus Wii U, or Wii Fit in general, because you have something to like kind of test you. I mean, your whole body is what you're. I mean, like that's your tool, but I feel like this adds a little more just with that ring alone.
It does. I it's funny because I feel equally that I'm gaining something with the ring and losing something without the board. As silly as that sounds, but like the board was really. I was happy to learn that like the Ring Fit Adventure still critiques you on posture and makes sure that you're up maintaining a proper posture or doing different things that help promote that, but there's no real way for it to read that. There's a little bits, right? Like they use the sensors in the Joy-Con to do that, but it's a lot more text heavy in explaining posture than it was in Wii Fit, because Wii Fit it would literally be like, hey, you're leaning to the left a little bit, and it would show you a graph or like a little
I remember that
visualization of what you were doing wrong, and it was like, okay, cool. And that was my thing, is like every morning I'd wake up, I'd come down here and fire up the Wii Fit. I would be like, okay, yesterday I was like slightly left, so let's just deep breath. And it, like there was one day out of the 30 days I used that before going to Japan, I had perfect posture, and it was like always a fucking balance of trying to get that. So this is there, but I do feel a little bit of a trade-off.
That's for the future when they add expansions,
dude.
There's gonna be different workout equipments.
Sign me up
for everything.
If it's all as
and they got some Tony Hawk boards out there.
Yeah, they'll bring back the vitality sensor.
I'm down.
Jesus. Maybe Labo compatible.
More on that in a second. But yeah, so you do the calibration and you fire off the beginning of it. There's a little interactive cutscene to get you started with the adventure mode where you unleash Drago from the ring, and now he's escaped to wreak havoc across the world.
Well, good
and
job.
You have to work with the ring to go defeat Drago before he destroys the world. And you defeat him by working out. Go figure. So each level you choose, they vary in time. I think the boss battle level was probably about 10 minutes. The rest of them were 5-ish or so. And so you start off first level. You're basically just running in place to move your character forward along a path. And as you're going and you're introduced to these little mechanics of the game, there's little boxes that'll be on this like wooden crates. You have to squeeze the ring together, push it in itself, and that'll kind of like push a puff of air out to hit something, right? So maybe it's a door you have to open, you have to like squeeze to push out. There's occasionally things you have to suck up, so you kind of pull, and that acts as the vacuum, and it'll like bring everything in. And then there's a jump mechanic where you point the ring parallel with the ground and push together, and it jumps, kind of like pushes that gust of air downward so that you fly up. And if you hold that, it'll kind of do like a propulsion, like hover thing. So if your character has to hover across an area, you do that.
I smell
a So we already got. I was just about to say. I see my up B. I see my left B and right B.
Oh yeah. So you're kind of doing all that while you're jogging in place and just like, and then as there might be things to interact with from the left or right, and they're all like little bonus little target things. They're not mandatory. You can quickly just kind of like twist your body, but you're getting that kind of twist workout thing going. You know what I mean? Like that. Oh fuck.
Well, now there's a hole in the wall.
Whoops. You get that kind of thing where you just like squeeze those things.
Is the campaign short?
I don't know. I mean,
because you made it sound like it was just like, oh, we'll just beat the boss and that's it.
No, I beat the boss and it was like, now he's on to the next area to go wreak havoc. You know what I mean? Like that. It was that kind of thing. So you do run into monsters that you attack, and as soon as you run into it, I was like squeeze, like thinking that's what I had to do, and it doesn't. It throws you into like a cutscene battle, RPG style, like
turn-based
camera. Yeah, turn-based camera spinning around. You choose how you attack. So you choose between a few workouts that will dictate what your attacks are. At the beginning, I had 4 of them. There was a chest pull, so you have to sit and lean back, kind of balance yourself with your hands. You don't use the ring con for this. And you put your legs forward, and then you're kind of pulling them toward your chest. So it's kind of like working your abs. You pull towards your chest, and when you extend your legs out, it's like kicking bullets or energy at the monster. There's a chairlift pose, like a yoga pose. So you're kind of like...
Right, there's a Joy-Con strapped to your leg. I keep
Yeah,
forgetting. I was like, how is he going to read that then?
Yeah.
Right.
That was a little weird, by the way, with the chest pull, because you're sitting, and as you move your legs toward your chest, the Joy-Con's vibrating on your inner thigh, which is, a bit of a weird sensation.
Is the one on your leg the one with the camera?
No, that is the one in the ring. Yeah.
Okay.
So you do a chairlift pose. You're kind of like acting like you're sitting in a chair, like yoga style, and you have to move the ring con above your head and forward in front of your body to make it fire. There's just straight up squats that you're doing. And then there was a shoulder one where you kind of hold the ring above your head and then squeeze while above your head. So it's working your shoulders. But that is like firing bullets at the thing. And you have to do multiple of those workouts to take out an enemy. And the stronger the enemy, the more workouts you have to do. Because each like rep that you do only does a certain amount of damage to the enemy. So you have to do like for the smaller enemies, I think I had to do like 2.5 of these 4 options, where the dragon boss dude, I had to do probably like 8 different workouts to beat him. So it's much more intense when you're doing him. And the way they do it, depending on which workout you're doing in that, the little attack workouts, it's like, let's say 16 reps, and it would be like 8 of them are just like very like in, out. And then halfway through those 16 reps, it's like, all right, faster now. In, out. Like you're like squatting. So it's really fucking, like my ass hurts right now. And like my shoulders are a little tight and my arms are a little tight.
It gives me like Paper Mario, Luigi vibes.
Like that rhythm-based.
Yeah. And Super Mario RPG as well.
So between each level of the adventure mode, at least, you're prompted to then take your heart rate using the IR sensor on the bottom of the right Joy-Con that's in the ring con. And it was within a few beats per minute of what my Apple Watch was telling me.
Oh, all right.
Like the first time I did it, it was, I think it read 116 and my watch said 114. I think the worst that I saw it vary was it saying 118 and the watch said 111. But that was the 7 beats per minute off, which, for all I know, the watch could have been off. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I mean, it might be somewhere in the middle. Like, who knows?
Yeah,
it's not bad.
They did continue, like, there was little suggestions on how to stay healthy outside of the game. It was like, hey, make sure you eat your vegetables before your protein. Little shit like that. We're like, sure, okay.
I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, right. And then it was like, you know why garlic's good for you? And it was like, besides being a vampire repellent, it also does this. And we're like, cool. And then it also explains a little bit of why you're doing what you're doing. Like the little things where it's like you're attacking, but it's like doing this pose does blah, blah, blah for your, you know what I mean? It's like showing you, and there's...
This helps your glutes.
Yeah, it's showing little like red highlight areas of what it's working out and why. It was, man.
So I'm guessing the whole like fire aspect of it is you feeling the burn.
Like with her hair?
Yeah.
That is when you were in sync with Ring. You get on fire. That kind of thing. But that's just
found the ultimate.
Yeah.
But that's a visual cue of how to know when you're effectively doing the pose or whatever you're supposed to be doing.
That's cool.
So like when I was when I was doing the squats, I started to feel at my knees a little bit, and I was like, all right, I'm fucking this up. If my knees hurt, where should I be doing this? And you can look, and on the left-hand side, it's got the character Tippy is his name. It's just like a little... He's like the modern Wii Fit equivalent, like Wii Fit dude equivalent. He's just like a white, faceless, emotionless nothing. He's just a human silhouette.
Gas trophy.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can kind of see on him how he's bending, so you can mirror your movements a little bit. But when my knees started hurting, I could quickly look at him and be like, got it, his thighs are burning, not his knees. I'm fucking this up. I need to focus this more on my thighs instead of this. And I started doing that and feeling much better about it. I forget your original question. Thank you. Fire. But when I started doing that better, you could see the character was getting more on fire than previously.
That's cool.
I was doing it better, and it knew I was doing it better. And
nice.
last two things on this. So the main menu, you can also just jump into other exercises. I didn't play these, but I opened it up and it was like.
So obviously I didn't play this.
Yeah.
But I was watching little bits of like streamers and whatever playing it just to get a little glimpse. And that's all I saw was like the little like mini workout thing. I only saw one though, where it was like you had to shoot. Like it almost reminded me of in Smash Brothers Brawl. There's a mini game where there's like a bunch of crates keep falling down, and you have to hit the bombs to get rid of all the same exact kind of thing.
Oh,
but you have to shoot fireballs.
That makes,
so you have to keep squeezing to shoot a fireball, but it's better if you just hit that bomb, chain reaction.
Keep
going.
So these you choose all those mini games by choosing what you want to focus on. It has like the muscle name listed and a little diagram of that muscle with the highlighted areas of what you'd be affecting. So if you're focusing on upper body, it has a whole upper body section, and then each of those muscles are highlighted. You click it, and then I assume there's the different mini games depending on that part. And there were a fucking lot of quick glance. I was like, holy shit.
So they're all just there from the start. You don't have to like unlock them.
They're all there. The only thing you unlock, from what I can tell, you get money, which it's these little gold coins, which I don't know what I spend those on yet.
Shakes.
I would imagine to be like cosmetic bullshit to dress up your character or something. I don't know though.
Loot rings.
Loot rings. But you do unlock more workouts that you use in your RPG attacks. So right now I have those 4, right? The chest thing, the squat, whatever. You start to unlock more of those as you go on that are different types of workouts.
That makes sense because you have to keep pushing yourself
physically.
So
Exactly.
I got it.
As you level up. So I'm like level 4 right now after my first workout. The other thing that's cool is there's a standby mode. So right now you can go grab that ring, and as long as there's a Joy-Con attached to the ring con, you press in with the switch in sleep mode, press in the right joystick for a few seconds, and you'll like hear a little vibrate, and then you can just do like random little pushes, and then that'll like just for resistance training or whatever while you're outside of the game. When you fire up the game next time, if you've done a certain number of reps outside, you get a little gift for your character, and there's a limit to what that is for you per day, and if you exceed that limit, you're still encouraged to exceed the limit. Even though you don't get a thing, you get things to send excess to your friends that are playing. So that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
So, and like there was, I think
I need new Joy-Cons.
An hour after I stopped playing earlier, I was like walking down here to switch laundry over something because I got a lot of laundry. And I was like, oh, I can grab it real quick, and did a couple of them. I was like, oh, cool, okay, I get it. What an unexpected thing, but that turned out to be really fucking cool.
I think when it was first announced, I was just like, all right, it's about what I expect, I guess. In my head, I can just picture how this is going to turn out.
Yeah.
But I'm actually like way more intrigued than I thought I would be for this.
I really I can't recommend this. If you're looking for that type of thing, like a fitness workout thing, because I'm not going outside, like I used to ride my bike a lot, but I have my tubes busted or something.
Yeah, like I'll randomly run here and there, and I have like a board dedicated for push-ups.
Yeah,
that's it.
But
I hardly mess with it.
It's been something. The Wii Fit was cool to get active in that regard, but this is something a little more.
And I guess the Switch needed something like this, right?
Yeah.
Had another thing to check off the list of.
Yeah, it makes sense
for versatility.
It's cool. I don't know about this thing. I assume this is gonna work. Wii Fit worked. I lost some weight on that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this goes in the end.
I think I just want this just for when Sakurai puts in the ability to use this as when you're playing the character.
You can play Smash with this.
Could you?
He's gonna work long and hard to make Smash Fighter Pack character number 2 and Fighter Pack 2 work.
You might be able to use this to control Smash.
Oh, I bet you can.
I'm sure someone's already connected it so you can play fucking Guitar Hero with it, but
followed by immediately beating Bloodborne or Dark Souls with it.
Yeah, one-handed.
No, a Labo guitar.
Just using the ab. That's how you do defense in the game. Is you turn the ring con on its side and then push it against your stomach.
Yeah. Huh.
It's a neat, really neat game. The way they incorporate that ring into working out and how you can it's cool how they realize that.
Guys already filmed the fucking thing after the direct. You know,
yeah.
By the way, we filmed this one 3 days after Banjo.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We filmed this a week before those creepy people did with the debut of Ring Fit.
Also, I had a brain fart earlier. I couldn't remember Sakurai's name. So I Googled Smash character and I got this.
Yeah. The Twitter account. There's a parody Twitter account.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
that became a thing for a while.
I love that.
Yep. Well, there's that was Japan and video games. I assume, well, I know for a fact last week you guys had played some games, but did you guys play anything else while I was away, Mark?
Yeah, so update on Lugu. Oh, Lugu 2. Yeah.
Lugu 2, yeah.
Electric Boogaloo. Lugu. Whatever. I beat Luigi's Mansion 2.
There it is.
How was the end of that? Because I was I've been trying to play that game for about 6 years now.
You're not missing much.
Yeah.
Try to play it in line for the Switch.
Huh?
No, one of the times you played it, like trying to get back into it, was in line when I was watching a hockey game.
Yep.
So yeah, there's 5 mansions. I would argue 4.
Oh.
Okay.
Because the 5th one is just like a pseudo Wily's Castle. It's just like a combination of all the past ones you were in. It's not even big and vast. It's just like a couple of rooms.
The Destiny 2 of...
So yeah, the first one's just like a basic mansion. The second one is the greenhouse. It's all like plants and whatever.
That's where I'm still at and have been for some years.
Next one is a clock tower.
Oh, cool.
It's like that one's all right. It has its moments. And then the next one is a like snow cabin like place, which is it's all right too.
It has potential. I see.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty creative with its little puzzles. And then the 5th one's like this big mansion and has like some rooms that are themed after those mansions.
Some would say it's like a hotel with 4 floors.
Oh,
I'm just, you know.
Well, that was the cool thing about the first one is like it was totally a parody of Resident Evil with Luigi starring in it, and it felt that way because you had one singular mansion you moved through and you got to know the rooms, and
it had the vibes, man.
It did.
It had history in that house. Like there was dead people. And then they had names. They had a personality. They had characteristics. They had dialogue.
You knew that shit went down.
And when you turn, and then you had a gallery to go look at them in pictures to rub in their face. That's their life now, and it would tell you it's a little about them.
It's the Pencer Mansion,
right? This didn't have that vibe at all.
No, this just felt like
this was just something that they had to pump out to like, here, let's kill some time. Let's break these down into little missions. Kind of repeat going in here every time.
I think you can see the design inspiration, right? It's like, how do we make a game for 3DS? Okay,
right.
Well, on 3DS, you want something that's a little bit smaller, right?
I see all that DNA.
Why all that happens?
Something you play one-handed while you're
holding it,
right?
And
then,
yeah.
But like, you understand like why it ended up this way, but it's like, man, you guys could have just made a proper Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah, I mean, like in the end, it was all just like catching the different types of ghosts, and then all the boss fights were kind of the same. Where it's just like, oh, do this one thing. All right, suck the one layer of skin off of them. All right,
yeah. Well,
repeat.
Even that part, like I could get behind. The thing that I didn't love, you mentioned it last week. I think it was the first time we talked about it on the podcast. You had mentioned it, but that part where like you get to the end of a thing and it's like, okay, and you're sucked back out of the fucking thing.
Dude, egad like fucking drained me.
Because you like start to get going in an area and you're like, cool.
It's like Mario 64 and the stars.
Right, it's exactly that. And you're like, oh, no, fuck, just let me get the other fucking thing.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, let me get just let me get all the stars in one at once.
Especially because like
Mario Odyssey, right?
Yeah.
It's like
you were right there. Like some of the things, like it's cool because you would leave an area and then you go right back to that area and like, wait, something's different here.
Yeah,
what's different?
I do like that.
And that was
neat. They didn't manage to keep up with that. Yeah.
But I wish that like it was. I hated. I feel like if you're gonna do level based, make the levels dynamically different or completely varied. Where this it was just like one door is closed where it used to be open.
You could see where a lot of corners were cut. But I can see, they probably just had to work with what they got, and it's like, all right, how can we make?
I think it was more the hardware than like them choosing to cut a corner.
I think the hardware inspired the type of game this ended up being.
I mean,
I don't know.
You could see them working within their limitations and trying to make the best of it.
I didn't play it, so I don't know.
I think the hardware though was totally.
No, you're not.
Like,
I think you're right with that.
The hardware ran the original Luigi's Mansion. They could have made a second Luigi's Mansion. You know what I mean? Like they could have just made another
Luigi City.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I did it. You see,
Silent Hill. Just
so, having beat it,
Resident Evil 2, but more.
Yeah.
Are you still on board for 3, or are you kind of like,
I think this is going to make me appreciate 3 that much more, I hope.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a lot of years between each of these titles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, because you have a GameCube launch title, and they're like, all right, let's just do something, whatever. And they did. They did something different.
And the Vera Dreamcast. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I still like the controls. Like, I think this game is... Here comes the obligatory sentence. But I think this would be better.
Wrong one.
This would be better as a Switch port than a 3DS game.
Yeah.
I think if it was to be remastered, maybe it'd be a little bit more enjoyable. Because my problem with vacuuming things is cool. Being able upgrading the vacuum over time is really cool. I appreciate that. It makes it way more convenient. You have the meters that build up, and when you get to the third meter, it takes that much more out of them.
Right.
And that's I like that. It's very convenient. What I don't like is the circle stick on a 3DS.
I don't think I've used it
because it gets to a point where I have to hold back so much that I'm starting to slip off of it, and I have to kind of
you don't have a lot of room on that.
No,
thing.
and so there's a lot of room for error. So it's like,
what do you need the circle stick for? Sorry.
I mean, like the main.
The main left. I'm thinking you're talking about the
pad
little
or
nub.
whatever it's called. No.
Got
Sorry,
it.
I don't know what it's called. Is it just called the joystick? I don't know. I thought it was like a circle pad for some reason.
Circle pads, right? Yeah. I was thinking of the fucking nub you were talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought for a second.
Sorry,
I was like,
no.
Because that thing you really
they don't
have
use
much
it at
room.
all.
Yeah,
there's nothing. No,
that thing moves. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, like very little.
You can do a side smash.
Yeah, you can charge it. But yeah,
Was that what that was used for? I never played.
It actually
kind of worked.
It did.
Okay.
It came in handy.
Okay.
It actually came in handy.
I'm a C-stick smasher. That's why.
It worked.
Okay.
If you just feel that thing, you're like, there's no fucking way.
Dude, it worked.
But
it did.
Okay. All right. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah. So that stick, that whole.
I'm good.
Okay.
Breathe, damn it. Are you drowning in coffee right now?
I'm
All right. I'm still here.
I'm sorry.
No, I just want to make sure he's alive. You're good.
I'm alright.
Okay. Good. That's all that matters. Your health means a lot to me. We all,
Sorry, I just imagined the C-stick and I drank some coffee at the same time, and then it just shit hit the fan.
Coffee hit the throat. So yeah, that stick. So that whole mechanic, because the vacuuming is a little better in this than the GameCube one. Because the C stick in that one, full circle. Look at that. Didn't work so well because it's inverted. So yeah, I did appreciate this. I still don't like the flashlight aiming with one fucking stick.
No.
I hope they change that in this new one.
And you get locked into your positioning.
Right. So flashlighting goes fuck, missed. Yeah. Oh, so that gets annoying. So I feel like if they could just kind of tweak that, I feel like a joystick on a Joy-Con would be way better at dragging people than this little thing, because you won't slip off. I feel. I don't know if I really had that issue with the GameCube joystick at all or not. I can't really remember, but it wasn't much of an issue. I feel. I mean, aiming was still kind of bad, but and that's another thing I missed, having cool little elemental abilities. Like being able to suck up a fire ghost to shoot out fire, being able to suck up a water ghost or ice ghost to shoot out ice or water to solve those kind of puzzles. All you had was just your dark light.
Yep.
Your dark light, and then maybe,
which I forgot I had most of the time.
Or maybe they had environmental things. So you could you could suck up a plant, and then if you don't suck it in all the way. Just have it stuck at the end,
then pull.
and then exhale or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a balloon, and you can start floating everywhere.
Right. Those. Yeah.
Or if you had like a little like spike ball, you could like aim it at something and shoot them. I'm like, all right, there's that,
There were those
but
types of
it's
things.
not often. It's not really a thing. It's just like for that moment, and it wasn't utilized as. Maybe the final mansion probably had the most puzzle solving, the most extensive puzzle solving, because you had portals.
That's
and
cool.
each portal led you to a different one of those themed rooms. So you had to get maybe a chunk of wood out of the generic looking room, bring it to the desert room to light with the torch so that's on fire, carrying it through another portal to get to the ice part to melt ice.
Oh, cool.
So I'm like, all right, that's cool. I do like that. I appreciate that. So I guess the first mansion and the last mansion were probably my favorites, despite what I said earlier.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
E3 conference.
The final fight thing was kind of a waste of time because the first part was trying to make you feel like it was a final fight, but it was a trap. Like you got sucked into like this little like little toy train thing, and you had to like this big boo, break them down to a bunch of little boos, shoot it into the moving train, and like. But on the screen before you get into it, like the mission screen, it make you think it's the final boss fight, and it's like, ha, I gotcha. It's like, fucker, it's not really. There's still 2 more missions after this.
Oh,
and then
that's the worst feeling, like when you want to get a game over with,
yeah,
and then that happens, like, oh, here we are,
Dude,
and then you're like, oh,
the final boss fight I wanted over with more than anything. Like, well, actually, I guess after that one, it was another mini boss fight. Where it was this ghost going into different nights, and you had to pull the rug underneath their feet to get that main ghost out, and then he kept multiplying after every layer of skin you tore off. Like
Multiplying in like a you have to capture all of them, or only one of them's real.
Neither.
Oh,
let me explain. So it's like, so maybe there's just one night, right?
Okay.
And you suck out the carpet from underneath his feet. He falls on his ass. Ghost comes out. Rip his skin off. Now he multiplied into 3 ghosts, and then that go into 3 sets of nights. You pull them out. Once that happens, they all morph into one ghost again. Try to run into you, run into the wall like the dumbass he is. Suck that skin off.
Okay.
And then he would do it again, or whatever. But this time it turned into a giant night, and then you had to like make the feet land on both of the carpets and pull out both of them.
Oh god, that's a lot.
And then that was the end of that mission. and then there's the final boss fight, King Boo. And I was like, it's okay. It's not. It's no going to a giant Bowser with a head flying off and shooting fireballs at you and whatever. This is you're on this little grid. You have to be aware where he shoots lightning at. Sometimes little environmental things will pop up on the grid, like bits of sand or bits of ice to slow you down. And like these 3 spike balls will always come down. And you have to try to get King Boo to land in the shadow of the ball that's falling. So he'll try to chase you and hit you, but if your flashlight on him, he'll be like, oh no, and he'll cover his face, and he won't move. And then the ball will come down, and that's when you try to suck him up. And then when that happens, a 2D chase scene happens throughout this. It's like a hallway. It's like a randomized hallway of you just trying to navigate through obstacles so he doesn't run you over like Indiana Jones style. Just rinse, lather, repeat that. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because you're in like an interdimensional area.
That's cool
when that happens. So I mean, it's interesting. Just not quite what I expected, I guess. And then sometimes the running went to like a top-down view and trying to run. I'm like, man, this fucking stick.
Yeah,
I'm still slipping. I'm still trying to get around everything. I didn't fail it though. It didn't take me multiple tries, so that was cool.
I will probably not finish that one.
Yeah, it's not.
3's out in like
it's not hitting all those notes.
3 days. Yeah.
And then when I saw the trailer for 3, not only are you sucking in a ghost, you're fucking like Looney Tunes style whacking them back and forth. Like you're actually hurting them.
Yeah.
Before taking them in. I'm like, that's what this needed.
That's how you do. Yeah.
That's what this fucking game needed.
Now, do we know if the third one is it all one mansion, but every
like the
is
floors
different?
are weird?
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
That's the thing I'm getting out of that.
Which is fine.
As long as the levels are continuous or contiguous.
Probably like each floor is like probably continuous or whatever. So it's probably like chunks of one, but through each floor. Because each floor is probably a different level, whatever. But
contiguous.
So
that's the word I wanted.
The story for Dark Moon, you get the crystals, complete the moon.
Yeah.
Right?
Did you get all the crystals?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have to That's each boss.
Oh, for the dark moon. Yeah, sorry, I meant the little shards.
Oh, I tried here and there, and it's just like, where
There's
the
so
fuck are these?
many.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. I wish I did, but I did get the majority of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, the story, like I realized by the end of it, I didn't. I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to make a story for this game, especially a sequel. It's like I don't know. Yeah, I get the whole moon thing. What I don't like is the ghosts having pupils to signify that they're good ghosts.
Well,
Because when it broke,
sense,
pupils went away. Blah blah blah. Go catch them. Fix the moon. Pupils are back. Right now, you know that little dog, little ghost dog.
Yeah. Poochie.
So,
Not
I actually forget the name.
Yeah.
I thought he would be more of a character sooner in that game. I think after that second level, it looks like he has more of an impact with you, but really not until the very end. And there's a whole mission where this dog is an asshole because he takes something that you need to open his fucking door, and all it is just you just chasing him into every room. And once you're in that room, he does what I didn't like in the first Luigi's Mansion is when a boo goes out of a room. And but this is intentional. He has to run into each room because he has to string you along. So it's like, and then to get trapped, Devil May Cry style. You got to get all the things out to open the doors. I was like, this, and the way he was fucking barking was like hurting my ears. And then at the end of this game, the dog has pupils, right? Now, Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out, nobody has pupils. It's like that pupil thing was like a bad design choice for them in hindsight. And they're like, why did we do this? This should have never existed to begin with. Because that dog's is a minor character now.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. No pupils. It was like, I don't know what happened.
Well, have you ever hung out near a bowling alley?
Outside of one.
Take a look at those people who walk up. You'll know who's human and who's a ghost.
I mean, the dog never changed, like... He was still a ghost, regardless. It's just...
But the good or the evil, you can very...
So having pupils is probably evil in my eyes. Because aesthetically, they look better without them.
Oh, in this game. Yeah.
Because even Luigi's Mansion 1, none of them had pupils.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a little minor
I just looked it up for you so you can know that if you had gotten all of the gemstones, you would... I'm going to read here. Collecting all the gems will unlock a special statue of Luigi for the player to admire.
Oh, you know what's also cool?
Wow. In
each mission, there's an option to catch the boo in the level. And once you get all the boos, so in each... Well, the ice world, by the way, is only 3 missions. I forgot to mention that. So that's kind of cool. But it's usually 5. 5, and then a boss, and then there's a bonus one. The bonus one's when you get all the boos in each mansion. So so I guess that means you go back into the mansion. Maybe that's full explore mode to catch the boos that you already
That'd be cool.
Caught. It tells you like what it is before you go in. Like it kind of debriefs you or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. People don't need to play it. I would
with 3 coming out, I would wait for 3.
Right, like if you haven't played any of them, it's like, oh, I haven't played the first one, I haven't played the second. It's like you don't really need to. You can just probably go right into the third one and just be spoiled and enjoy it.
Yeah.
So that's that. I'm glad I know now. So
yeah,
that's there. But yeah, towards the end, I was just losing my tolerance. And then I went into a game that I said I was gonna play, and haven't done it, and now I finally did it. Only very little bit. Judgment.
Nice.
Finally got the dust off my PS4 and updated everything and booted that up. Like I bought that game like a while ago when it was on sale, and then I just finally installed it.
You sent me a GIF that had me ready to jump in, but I didn't grab it yet.
The kickflip.
Kickflip. You seen this?
No.
Dude does a kickflip on a skateboard, but as the board's flipping, he kicks a dude in the head who's got his head hanging out of a cab.
Sounds like a Yakuza game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for people who aren't aware of that, this is a spin-off in the Yakuza series. You do not have to play any of the Yakuza games to understand this one. There are no characters from the Yakuza series that are in this game. It just shares the same world.
I think that was the whole point of this, is that the developers knew how impenetrable the Yakuza series could be.
Yeah, and
So this was meant to be like, hey, here's what these games are, but a new story.
I thought for sure like one of the mission givers would be.
I think there are
Okay.
Easter eggs that, like, if you've played Yakuza, but you don't need to have played this to appreciate this.
there's the kickflip.
And it takes place in the same locale. Like, it's the same prefecture or whatever that's
Yeah.
in the Yakuza series, but yeah.
And then, because I was doing that research for Yakuza games, I didn't know that they were all individual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they all start and end in their own games.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. Because I thought it'd be overwhelming to, like, I gotta know this story. It's
How
like
do I
fucking
play it?
7
Yeah.
parts. So, for, I guess to explain what Judgment is, you start off as this, it takes place in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And you are an attorney named Takayuki Yagami. I didn't write that name down. I looked up wiki for that. But yeah, he was representing this. It was like a murder. I don't know if it was a serial killer or just a one murder thing that happened, but it was a criminal nonetheless. He was so good at being an attorney that guy got off. And then what had happened immediately after, he went and killed his girlfriend and set her house on fire.
So, to interject,
Yes.
as a 2-week citizen of Japan, the fact that he got someone, the charges thrown out,
Yeah.
he successfully defended a client, is apparently a pretty big deal.
Yeah, because is it guilty until proven innocent?
Yes, you were guilty until proven
Yeah.
innocent in Japan. I visited Critical Hit in Nagoya. Friend of the show, best friend, Alex Fraioli. I interviewed Alex a few years ago, back in like 2015, if you want to go listen to that old interview about what it's like to live in Japan as an American. Yeah. And
Hey.
so he's got his bar, Critical Hit. So we went there. I'm sorry, he has his used video game shop, Critical Hit in Nagoya, that we went and hung out in for a while. And we were talking about this game. We were talking about just the Japanese criminal system, because we were asking him, like, look, this is obviously like rose-tinted glasses or whatever. Like, we're seeing things through a different lens, but like, this is so great. Like, what could be bad? And he was talking about some dumb shit where, like, oh, I get pulled over on my bike all the time because I'm a foreigner, and cops get points for pulling people over on bikes, and they get bonus points for pulling over foreign. Like, those types of things. And we were talking about conviction rates. It's like, no, you were guilty until proven innocent, and they have a 99% conviction rate.
Wow.
Like, if you're arrested for a crime, even just because they think you did it, you're probably you're going to jail for it.
Damn.
So,
Got him.
with that context,
Yeah. So yeah, he was a really good attorney, and now that I'm feeling the depths of that now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then when that girl got murdered, he really felt that impact, and he resigned. He felt like he was not fit to be that anymore, and it's 3 years have gone by, and he's now a private detective. And he just looks way different. Like, when he was an attorney, his hair was like slicked back. He was nice, and now he just looks like a
me.
he just has like punk, like shaggy hair, leather jacket, long chain wallet.
Yeah.
Rocking a chain wallet.
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's 2018, right?
Well, 2021.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
They're coming back.
Even better.
Yeah.
wait, actually, shit. I don't know if it was 3 years. It might have been. Was it 3 years or 3 months?
Yeah. What's the difference?
How many days gone? That's what we say around here.
Oh, do we?
Now we do.
Why are we bringing that up?
Things have changed since Japan,
No.
So yeah, a lot of time has gone by.
I looked at my PlayStation recently. That's why.
A lot of time goes by, and so now you're just hired, you're just a private detective, just scoping out whatever, and you have this one partner who was an ex-Yakuza member, and so you're just going around doing random things. I didn't get too far, so my first part was like a tutorial of like how this all works, and they go into different modes, which doesn't really change much of how the game really plays, and the tutorials weren't really that bad. It's not like... Yeah, it'll pause you for a second, show you a little screen, tell you, hey, this is what this mode is, this is what you're going to do. That's it.
Oh, okay.
When it came to the combat, it would tell you what little inputs to do, so you just knew what each thing was. So first part is you are stalking the person, like kind of like you're being the tail make sure they don't catch you, because like a meter can go up, so you have to try to hide behind anything, signs or a crowd of people or whatever, and keep following them. When you follow them, you go into a drone mode, and then you can scope out with the drone where they're at or any other details. Try to try to get like a mic in on things and hear whatever they're saying, whatever. So I was hunting down another detective who has an inside on horse racing and basically cheating.
Yeah.
And he gets extra money out of it.
Okay.
So I'm following this guy because I'm getting the money for the person that rightfully deserves their share, and they're not getting it because of this. The connection between the booker and whatever. So broker?
Sports gambling? Bookie.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, caught them, and then once I see him in the alley, it turns into a chase scene. So now you're just sprinting the entire time, and then you just kind of try to dodge everything, run around corners. The running around corners is really accurate for somebody who's sprinting in this. Like the way the camera handles it and everything, like it feels very fluid. It's not just like a quick jerk and whatever. There's like a nice lean with it. Like there's that, you feel that momentum.
That's cool.
And then, the guy's trying to like throw objects at you. There's a little quick time events to try to dodge everything.
It's fucking Shenmue.
A little bit. It's like it is like a modern Shenmue, I'm not going to lie.
What does it feel? Does it feel like GTA, or like, is it that third person kind of?
Are they just in terms of camera?
I don't know, camera and character control. Like, I've never got a grasp for what those games actually like are like.
I would say a little more tighter with controls than GTA. I feel like GTA gets kind of floaty sometimes.
Yeah.
And depending on what you do, there's a lot of ragdoll going on.
So you feel like a weight to your character?
I feel like a good...
Is it Shenmue tanky?
No, it's just like, I would say it feels like a Yakuza game probably, but I don't know what a Yakuza game really feels like.
It's
the right
answer. Yeah. No, but like, have you played Sleeping Dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kind of along that, but better tweaked.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially with combat.
I mean, I would hope so. It's been years removed since Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, but this isn't like you can get into any car you want either, and whatever. But because a lot of this town, you travel on foot. You can take taxis to some places, but a lot of it's you just traveling on foot. And sometimes
I get that.
Yeah, and as you're traversing, you'll run into gang members, and you don't have to fight them. But if you do fight them, you get rewarded. So you get all these points. Those points go spent towards upgrading your character. There are 3 sections of like, I wouldn't call them skill trees. They're more like skill catalogs.
Oh, I was waiting for you to say woo-days.
Woody.
Woo-days, woo-doos, whatever you want to pronounce them.
Yeah.
I'm looking that up on the train last week. What the fuck? Oh, okay.
And so, and for the fighting, what's really cool about it, because it's super flashy, it's over the top, and I love it, and it does use its surroundings pretty well too. But you have 2 styles. You have Tiger Style and Crane Style. Tiger Style is more for like one-on-one fights because it's more hand focused, and you have Crane Style, obviously, which is more leg focused, and that's more of crowd control because usually it's like groups of 3 or 4 coming after you. And depending on the area too, you can like.
Sorry, dude.
What are you doing?
What?
He's over there.
What did I
starting
say?
to cackle.
What did I say?
I don't think you said anything.
You didn't. I'm just hearing Wu-Tang in my head because you said Tiger Style. I hear that shit, and then I hear like the.
Ain't nothing to fuck with, you know?
Sorry.
No.
Because you're saying that, and
and there's a secret third style. Drunk style.
Yeah, okay.
Ah, yes.
I haven't reached that, but yeah, you can fight drunk, and there's a whole thing for that. But yeah, you can interact with the city, so you can like run off of walls if you wanted to pull off some kind of trick.
That's cool.
On like finishing people. You can hit people while they're down. So like, your moves are impactful when you have, in Tiger Style, there's like a red glow, or like a wave after all your hits, that like a line that traces. In blue, it's like blue fire for like your feet. And whenever I was doing the one-on-one fight, I was like switching between them both or whatever. But like, the way they do these finishers are so cinematic and so like, it just feels good to watch every time. Like
you're encouraged to do the combat.
I mean, it's not like a long cutscene either.
Yeah.
So, but if it were a cutscene, I would never skip it.
That's cool.
Because like there was one where like I kicked the dude while he was down. I kicked him right in the face, and he just like spun all the way down the street. He kept, and I just kept doing it to him. He just kept gliding down like a fucking hockey puck. It was great. And but yeah, so, and then after all the fighting is done, and then they get you to do like, oh, you can go do the actual mission now, whatever little thing is going on. But to talk about these catalogs, for lack of a better term, I just wanted to point out something that I really enjoyed, which I thought was kind of creative with this. So you have the combat one, you have one that's more like stat based, where like you can increase your health, you can increase like the like your energy and stuff like that, and then there's one that's for like exploring and navigating and whatever. But just a few, just to name some, just to see where they're going with this. So for that drunk style one, there's one that's called Booze Hound, where it increases your max drunkenness from 7 to 8.
Okay.
9. So, but there's another one you can go up one higher. You can increase it to 9, and that one's called Borderline Alcoholic. There's one that's called Liquid Courage, where the EX gauge will charge faster in combat while drunk. And I can't remember if I put it in here, but there's like your EX gauge helps you with all your different fighting moves and finishers and whatnot. I believe. That keeps you more like pumped. You can get a skill where you can like high five a friend, and that puts up your meter more. Like it gives you like a boost of morale for some reason. Just seeing that like somebody that you made a good connection with in that game.
High five, little bump.
Yeah.
And these are all. Do these stack, or do you have limited amount of things you can?
I don't know. I mean, I think once you unlock it, it's like a thing, and then you unlock the next tier. There's like there's only like it's like 3 across, and like however many down. But if it's just for that one thing, there's a level 1, 2, and 3. It doesn't go any higher than that. There's Blame Shifter. After trashing the store during combat, the employee will normally tell you to leave. But with this, you can shop as normal even when the store is trashed.
All right.
I like that. They don't kick you out. Just, all right, I'm going to buy this thing. Because like, I went into like a 7-Eleven like store and just bought some snacks and whatever. No fights though.
Just kick this guy's ass, but while I'm here, I'll get a Kit Kat.
Yeah. Sometimes, and after the fights, like after you fight a gang, you do like your little final signature move, which is, I think, Splinter Cell style. Like Conviction, where like if you go like if you go near, or maybe Batman, if you go near an object, a button will pop up like a prompt, and you use that part. Like so, like if there's like a street pole, I can use a street pole, bash your head into the street pole, and like maybe kick him or something. If there's a bike, I can like take the bike and like chuck it at him or something. Yeah, Postmodern Poet increases the intimacy gained when texting a girlfriend. So I guess there's a whole dating side to this.
Yeah, okay. I can see these.
Japan. I get it. Yeah. I see it.
Oh, here it is. Beyond Best Friends.
What's your blood type?
Yeah,
exactly.
Beyond Best Friends Forever. When meeting a friend in the city, your EX gauge will fill about 30% of one bar. Smoking's a thing in this too.
Oh, okay, yeah, Kojima.
It's a thing over there too, man.
But like, there's like actual smoking areas in this game. And like it benefits you.
Like, so I quit smoking cigarettes 3.5 years ago or something like that at this point, and now it's to the point where like smoking actually makes me like, ugh. But like, we went to one restaurant, like we're sitting there eating wings, and by the way, fried garlic, holy shit, didn't expect that to be, oh man,
good,
dude. They just take a whole fucking thing of garlic and plop it into a deep fryer, pull it out. They don't use like a breading or a coating or anything, so it's just
garlic.
It's just garlic, but the you just peel the garlic from the inside, from the normally like you'd peel that to cook it or
and then
whatever.
you like mash it or incorporate it into a dish. Yeah,
this like you're just popping out the pods from the thing after it's been fried, and they're just holy shit.
You just eat them like peanuts.
Just eat them like peanuts.
I tried,
dude. It was better than French fries.
Ooh,
not fucking with you. It was so good.
It was Japan. All right.
It was,
Mark,
yeah,
get your tickets.
Like we went to this little restaurant one night. We were like, all right. We went there because we knew they had chicken wings. And we're like, we're gonna get Japanese chicken wings because it said they were specific style Japanese. We're like, all right, let's get this. And we're looking at the menu, and they also had like chicken on a stick, and they had, and I was like, I got fried garlic. I didn't even. I figured it was like, sure, whatever. No, they just brought this whole bulb out, and I was like, oh shit. And we're like trying to like peel it open, and I was like, what the fuck? Better than French fries.
Damn.
Dude, it was a highlight of the trip. Best.
Can we make them here? Is like that easy? Probably.
As we're finishing it up, and we're like, fuck, should we order another one? Like Katie's pulling up recipes for it. We should be able to.
I'm down. Totally down.
But we're sitting there eating, and like a dude just lights up a cigarette right behind her, and I was like, oh right, that's what happened. Yeah, that's what used to happen here.
Yeah.
Right, Carly.
And
It's like time for a cig to kill my breath.
Every subway station has a smoking room where you go in there and like everyone piles and smokes. There were cigarette stores where you'd go in. There was the store to buy the cigarettes, and then attached to it was a smoking area. So it was just like a separate.
Try your cigarettes.
Because if you look on the map
awesome.
in this game, there's little icons with the cigarette. And it's like, this is where you go for smoking. Yeah. And for this chain smoker perk, smoking in a smoking area will charge your EX gauge about 1.2 bars.
Makes sense, yeah.
I'm like, all right. And that was just one of the tiers.
Yeah.
Bottomless stomach. Yagami can eat as much as he wants at restaurants, even if his health is full.
Yeah, get that.
Then there's these last two are probably my favorites. Key to success. If you unlock the door with a key once already, you won't have to go through the key selection minigame to unlock it again.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's the one I would take
Yeah.
immediately.
Kind of like real life, you memorize what key goes to what door. That's basically what that is.
Yeah, but you do have to go through the key selection minigame before you memorize. I get it.
You can also pick locks. And there's a perk that lets you see how you're doing it.
Was it a minigame?
Yeah. I mean, just to get into a door, it's like a little prompt. I mean, I haven't done it, but I just assume that's just what it is.
Fallout.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw a picture of it. It kind of looks like
All right.
something like you would see in
Just
those
not
games.
broken.
Probably not.
Get there later.
We're on the way.
And I don't know. I wish I could use this one, but I haven't yet. But I really like it. It's called Music Appreciation. Listening to records in the Yagami Detective Agency will slowly increase health. Because music heals, man.
It sure does.
So it's like, that means I can go to a record shop. That means I can buy music. I don't know if it's licensed music or if it's whatever it's in the game. Or if it's like game soundtracks or whatever. But I really like that idea.
Is this published by Sega?
Yes.
All right, so just put a bunch of
course.
sounds in.
Right next to the Detective Agency is a Sega arcade.
Yeah, just put a bunch
there's just
of,
an alley between us.
What's in that arcade?
I could only be on the first floor, but from what I saw, there was Virtua Fighter. There's a couple Puyo Puyo machines, and some game I haven't heard of.
So the Sega arcades I went to, the floors I went to, it was
I couldn't play them either.
the one had the Taito drum game, which was cool. I did find House of the Dead. There's a new House of the Dead on rails thing.
Oh, I don't know if I saw that or not.
The one I think that was in the Taito arcade, but there was a whole wall of Dissidia Final Fantasy. Yeah. That thing.
How the hell does that play on arcade? Because you can barely play with a controller.
I have a picture of it. We can look and see what the controls were. I didn't play it.
It was arcade first, right?
Yeah, it was arcade first, and then came to console. It was actually a surprise when it came to console, and kind of cool. But
All right. Take back the kind of cool part.
I was excited because it had been an arcade thing where I was like, man, that's cool. They get that, and we don't get it on anything. And then it was like, oh, it's coming to console, and try it. And you're like, oh, okay, let's just stay in the arcade.
I'm sorry, Club Sega was the name of the place.
I don't know if I'm like, but yeah, no Virtual Fighter there.
Yeah, they had Fighting Vipers.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a pretty neat little design.
So the game itself, do you think it's a good starting point? Like, do you feel as someone new to the series that you're good? This is a good spot.
I like that I'm starting with this before any of the Yakuza games. I feel like it's a nice little taste. I mean, I'm sure this one is a little more serious, even though it has some of its little wacky quirks in there. I feel like maybe this one's a little more serious tone compared to the other ones, because it does break down the whole like detective side of things, and I do like that. I like that genre. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good starting point. It's so separated from the rest. I think that makes me feel great. It feels good about it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about and it's running off of a newer engine as well.
Yeah, I think it's running off the 6 engine that they also used for
Zero.
Or
Kawaii.
Kiwami.
Yeah,
Which Kiwami uses 0.
Right.
So they're all using.
They're all using the same. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's better than the PS2 ones.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. No, I like it. I like this world that is being built. I want to dive into the characters a little more. They do a good job of kind of breaking them down. I'm not good at memorizing their names at the very moment.
Yeah.
I also chose Japanese audio over English. It just felt more. And also, if you look at the voice actors, a lot of them, I think the characters are modeled after them. So,
They are. Yeah. This
I like that a lot. Like the intro to this game it was very movie like. It was very like, I don't know if Kojima really did anything like that where it feels like you're watching like a movie intro credits thing.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, I
4?
thought 4
Okay.
was just nothing but a movie.
But no, like this has like something.
No, you're literally watching like channels flick through. It's weird. Anyway,
okay. Well,
yeah.
This is like something you would see either like an anime or something. Like it's very stylish. That's what I like about this game. It's very stylish. Yeah, but everything feels great. I haven't seen a lot that I haven't liked yet. Oh, you can go into first person mode as well. When you're just like scoping around, just because. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very. I wish I could dive a little more, but surface level, I'm impressed.
Yeah, this is gonna be the one I jump into.
Yeah, I'm gonna play this too at some point.
Yeah.
Got a lot of other things coming up though.
Oh, do we? Well, I want to hear, Matt, about things coming up and things you've maybe played, but why don't we? It's been a while, so we're gonna take a quick break. We'll come back with what Matt has played and jump into news and email as well. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the Free Cheese, episode 323. Matt, who's Shenmue?
Still don't know.
Ah,
Still no.
but apparently maybe there's an answer.
There is an answer evidently that I did not hear, thankfully, at the wedding.
Interesting.
So, all right, nope. I'm still on the road to finding out what a Shenmue is, or how, or why, or what. So, immediately after recording, probably the next morning, Shenmue 2 took a divisive turn for me.
Divisive.
Yes. If I had been playing the original Dreamcast or Xbox version of this, I would have put it down permanently and never touched it again.
No shit.
However, because I'm playing the remaster or the ports or whatever, I cheated my way out of a situation.
Uh-huh.
So, remember I was like, oh, rent-free, I'm all good in the hood, don't have to worry about money anymore, that $11 in my bank account will carry me through the game. Nope. You get to a point where you've you get involved in like a gang, not like trying to like once again kind of infiltrate it, try to get find a leader, ask some questions to the dude. It's a real bizarre thing because you like kind of walk into a trap, you get beat up, and then like this kid, actually ironically the kid who stole your backpack and all your money earlier, he like you kind of become acquaintances with him, and he lets you sleep on like his boat because he's kind of like he's kind of like one of those drifter kids. He's just out surviving, doing his thing.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, I'll let you sleep here, just rest up. But where he is actually in gang territory. So as soon as you walk off the pier, like you keep running into all these different gang members, and like you get into fights as you run into these gang members. It's pretty great. And then like as you keep fighting them, like the last dude you beat, you like interrogate him real quick, like where's your leader? And then like after every fight, they'll get like a little bit more piece of information or something like that, until you finally find like the dude's right hand man. He won't let you talk to him. It's not like a boss. I was waiting for like a boss fight, and then you finally got the whatever. No, he's like, oh no, I'm only gonna let you talk to him if you give me $500.
Okay.
There is like no events, nothing that like helps you get $500.
And how much did you have?
11, and I was barely making rent each day with like $38. So, yes, you would have had to grind it out working, doing bullshit jobs for $500.
Is this like a part where it's like, hey, they're telling you this now, but you don't have to worry about this part of the
Oh
game
no,
until
you have to
way
do
later?
this right now.
Like
that's like the next
the
story
mission.
beat. That is the next
shit.
story beat. in
So
this
how
game.
long would grinding that out have taken typically?
Probably at least a few Shenmue days. Like I got to the point where like every 3 hours Shenmue time, I could get $60. And I was like, fuck this, because it's the most boring QTE cutscene minigame ever, just moving crates with this dude. It's like, fuck this. There's got to be another way. So I looked it up, and I should have thought of it beforehand.
Game Shark.
Almost.
Action
The newer games, the ones that have been re-released, they let you save at any point and reload from any point.
So you just stole somebody's save. And
I didn't steal a save. What I would do, I would go to like the fastest betting game, bet the max, and if I won, back out, save,
Okay. All right,
try it again.
Yeah.
If I lost, load it back in. If we were playing on the original Dreamcast, though, you can only save at like the apartment you stay at or the bed you're currently staying in.
Right.
So,
And there are people who probably did what you did.
I would have dropped out of this game so quick if I was playing on original hardware.
Man.
But thankfully,
Thankfully,
we're in the year 2019, and we can save anywhere. And I quickly
Till
got through
Shenmue
that.
3 comes along and they're like, you have to save in the apartment.
Well, maybe, but we'll deal with that there. That's what kind of makes me a little concerned now, because there's been multiple parts now in like these Shenmue games where it feels like just grindy, and not that in the first game like the newer ones or like the re-releases did any favors for me, but it was just like, man, this is grindy. Like I don't feel like doing this. Like this sucks. But that's where I'm a little like, Shenmue 3 follows the same formula. I was like, oh god, what's going to be the thing this time around? But no, thankfully, playing on a PC, can save at any point, reload, whatever. So I got my 500, talked to the dude, going away from Hong Kong, and hello Kowloon, China. So yeah, I have left Hong Kong, and evidently when you leave Hong Kong, that is the end of Disc 2. Kowloon takes place on Disc 3, which I heard is the longest disc of the 4. Okay. And then after that is a very short Disc 4. Holy shit. And then I'm ready for a little Shenmue 3.
What's the release date on that? 11/15?
14 or 15, something. It's something like it's right there. I got 2 weeks. Well, maybe take out 1 week, but
you got some travel, dude.
I got time. I'm probably like at least a third of the way, if not halfway through that third disc.
How much is...
And I didn't play it much at all this week, besides like the day after we recorded.
How many Shenmue days is that in our time?
I don't know. I have to beat it by April, and I'm in like February. But the thing with these games is like you have more than enough time. Like you have to try to get a bad ending in these. Because there is a time, like, if you don't complete the game by, like, a calendar date, like, evidently there's, like, a bad ending you get in each of these games.
November 19th.
Oh, okay. Great. So I got time. I'll get there.
You got Shenmue time.
Yeah. Plenty of Shenmue days. Maybe not as many real days. So my new favorite thing now to do is just talk about the weirdest thing I've done this week. And then we'll move on from Shenmue until I beat it.
Yeah.
So this week I had to fight people to impress a scout, to try to infiltrate another gang. And then once I impressed the scout by fighting, he then sent me to defeat 3 of the toughest opponents around Kowloon in street fights. And that's what I'm currently doing now.
All right.
And one of the fights took place in like this like building that's like falling apart. So the way the ring is designed, you're out of bounds is like you fall into your death.
Oh man.
So some intense Shenmue action happening on those. And these fights are like legitimate. I feel like they're like legitimate skilled. Like if you don't know how to use the fighting system, you're gonna lose these fights badly.
Yeah.
If you kind of know what you're doing, it's like a true test of. I feel like it's like the first time since the end of Shenmue 1 that I've been tested on like my actual fighting skills in that game. So it's a good little challenge for once in that game.
Yeah, just 2.
Does Shenmue 2 feel but sometimes
it does.
With a sequel
it
like,
does.
Yeah.
I just feel like the whole gameplay, like it's less me talking to people and it's me like doing actual different mechanics. Well, there's a QTE event or now I'm doing more fighting than I have probably in besides that that area where I was just fighting random people. There was like a sneaking part in Kowloon. There was an exploring part where you had to keep opening drawers. So, like, I feel like it's more varied, and the way they pace out the things, it feels better. Cool. And it feels like I don't know how much of a bigger game it really is, but it feels grander.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
But yeah, I've been doing this thing called sleeping really well, like going to bed at 8:30 and not waking up till the next morning, which is great. Like? Yeah, I know you're kind of, but the one night I deviated from that was the night that the servers were down for Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
So it's like
As expected, I guess, right? Like,
It is as expected, but
I don't know
you
what
can't play the campaign.
I don't know what day that was, but I opened up Twitter and you'd never tweet unless you're drunk, and I was like, "Oh shit, something's bad." I just see all this shit firing off.
Dude, like, it was kind of funny. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
servers are down. Because I just missed like hitting the preload just in time for it to be done at 9. It finished at 9:30. I think that's what fucked me. If I would have started at like 9 or 9:01, I think I would have gotten in fine. But because everyone was in, because they did like a 24 like global release, so it was like midnight somewhere, but everywhere got the game. So like Pacific, like it was 6 p.m. Pacific for them for their launch day. It was 9 a.m. 9 p.m. for us. So. It was everywhere. Yeah. And that was part of the problem. But this is the thing. All I want to do is just play the campaign because I didn't want to play multiplayer because some of the maps and multiplayer kind of spoil like where you're going to end up going in the campaign. It's not a huge spoiler, but it's still like
sometimes.
Yeah, it's like
a surprise.
So all I want to do is play campaign. I don't know if the game has to always be online or I needed to be online to accept this EULA and get my Activision tag.
God, that sucks.
So. Like it pops up the terms and conditions I can accept, and it's like, all right, it's like the setting screen is like your brightness, some other things.
Yeah.
Are you preferring keyboard or
move until
controller?
this logo is barely visible?
Exactly. There's a couple other screens too. It wasn't just that. You get through that, and then it tries to connect, and I just could not.
PC?
Yeah. Evidently it seemed to be happening everywhere because Call of Duty's Twitter account and Activision tweeted like, hey, we're seeing issues, bear with us. I'm glad I didn't stay up to try because I don't think they came back online until like 12 o'clock or starting to come back online, and then like at 2 a.m. our time they tweeted like, hey, everything's back, you should be good now. Like,
this was Thursday night?
Yeah, this would have been Thursday night because I was watching Thursday Night Football. It also like kept me up.
Okay, that makes sense. Friday morning before leaving the hotel, I think I sent you guys the trailer I'd seen on TV. It was like a Call of Duty commercial in Japan, and it was like a Japanese woman running.
Oh, yeah. It was like totally different.
And it was like, what the fuck? Because even like we walked through Shibuya one night this week or whatever, and there were Call of Duty ads, like big wall ads. And it was like, weird.
So thankfully, it was only the first night. And this, like I said, I played a couple of Call of Duties at midnight. It's not the first time server issues have happened. It was just it kind of sucked that I couldn't play the campaign.
Well, that's the thing. It's like if servers are down and you can't play the multiplayer, well, at least you get the campaign.
Yeah. So, but finally the next night or the next kind of evening when I got home from work, I was going to hang out with Victoria. I was like, sneak in 1 or 2 missions. I regret doing that because all I wanted to do the rest of the night was play Call of Duty. Yeah. I like instantly sucked me in. Wow. Well worth the wait for this game. I thoroughly enjoyed this campaign. Highly. And yes, I have beaten the campaign. Not a super long one. It's probably about 6 hours. But I don't know if my body just wanted me to play Call of Duty this morning or if I just, my 8:30 times had just got me used to work. So I woke up at like 5:30, couldn't go back to sleep. So around 6:30, I was like, fuck it, I'm getting up and starting to play. And I played pretty much all the way through. There was a couple things I had to do this morning that took me away from like half an hour intervals. But for the most part, it was about 6 hours long, and I completed it right before I came here. Dude, it's really good.
What's the premise of this one? Because I know it's Modern Warfare.
Yeah, Modern Warfare. So pretty much there's different forces all kind of interact in different ways here. And of course you have like your bad guys and your good guys, but you have the CIA, the SAS, which I think might be just like a Call of Duty thing, not really like a actual military. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, especially if I've offended someone that was part of it. You have a fictional country called Uzbekistan, something like that. Kind of one of those countries that would be in the Middle East, right next to Russia. You kind of have their rebel forces. You got the Al-Qatala, which is like a terrorist group. Al-Qaeda, probably, right off of that. And then, of course, Russia. All of them kind of they all don't like ally with each other at one point, but there's definitely some like interaction between all of these different forces throughout the campaign. You play mainly as 2 people, Alex of the CIA and Kyle Garrick of the SAS. The SAS, that has your Captain Price character. That's the one that's been in the last Modern Warfare games.
Actual Captain Price character or an equivalent of?
No, it's the actual Captain Price.
All right.
The game does something weird where like it doesn't really introduce, like it introduces Price, but it doesn't like introduce him. I think he's just kind of assumed that like you kind of know who he is. He's just like a badass.
Well, because this one is not a sequel, but it's not a reboot, but it's also not a sequel and not a reboot, because it kind of is a reboot, but it's not a reboot, but it's not really a sequel.
You are correct.
It is a sequel.
You are correct.
Okay,
you got it.
You follow that?
There's a term for save you some breath.
Squeakquel.
Bazinga.
Fuck.
It's a bazinga. So, the first two missions kind of set up like...
Wait, no.
What?
This just happened. It just fucking happened. Where we've made fun of it for so long that now it's fucking normalized, and you just say bazinga as a fucking... No, we can't fucking do this. It's done. I'm done.
Bleep it out.
Oh, fuck. You can't. That's it.
No,
I knew it was going to
part
happen. I knew it was going to happen where we made fun of it for so long that it just became part of what we did to where they don't let them win.
Hey, we got rid of Gone to November. Pretty much.
Gone to November wasn't... That was fine, though, because we were... That was an inside joke. It was... This is... We don't want to cross this line. That's all I'm saying.
Lasagna. Anyway. Pretty much, though, the first two missions, maybe three missions, do a good job of setting up what this game is. First mission kind of throws you into this... you got to extract this gas that can be used as a bioweapon for a terrorist attack. You are against the Russian army, but then this other group comes in and steals the gas from you, and you don't know who this other group is. Later on, you kind of find out about Al-Qatala, and then that's like the second mission. There is an actual legitimate terrorist attack in London, and you are like in it as an operative of the SAS, this Kyle Garrick character. So like between those two things, that kind of like sets up, kind of like gets things in motion, like the catalyst for all these different events that happen through this campaign. Campaign is really good in the fact that the missions are kind of short and sweet, but in a good way. Like it gets you into a scenario. It gives you like this, not everything just run and gun. Like there's different equipment. Like there's one area where like you're kind of repeatedly using these drones with like C4 attached to them and running them into like choppers and stuff like that, and into different bases. So like there's that mechanic. There's a couple levels where you have like this little laser pointer that designate drone strikes. So like if you're like running into like this nest of like machine guns or snipers, you can just point that little thing there and it, boom, it's fucking cool. There's different ones where it's like stealth infiltration, and it feels like I'm playing like Rainbow Six Siege all over again. They're just like very quiet, deliberately like checking rooms, taking out people. So it does a really good thing of just like not keeping you in a level too long where you get like exhausted with the mechanic or the area or what you're doing, and it pulls you into like the next thing real quick. It doesn't mess up the pacing at all. I thought like the story made sense. I didn't feel like it needed another thing or anything like that. So I was very happy about that. I know they talked about going into this game like playing that game of morality, like what is war nowadays, that kind of stuff, and they definitely kind of hit that theme in a couple ways. Like you have these superior officers who are just kind of barking commands at you, not necessarily barking, but like telling you like what you can and can't do, what the objectives are, that kind of stuff. So I don't know, it kind of like meta video game. I thought about it this way. Like in a video game, of course, you have to go from A to B, no matter what the game is, with a certain set of parameters and rules or boundaries, right? That's kind of what it felt like with like the like your superior officer like telling you these orders, like, all right, you have to go through here, but you have to go through quiet. You can't engage with these people because if you do, then it's gonna like start a world war. And it's like, well, like these people are bad. We should just fucking kill them right now while we got the chance. And there's other like higher superior powers at play that's preventing you from like being good. So there's a little bit of that. I really liked how they put you in some situations that would like if you can put yourself in it. And this is what Call of Duty is, right? Like if you can put yourself in the situation, you get more out of it. Like if you take it seriously for what it's trying to be. Yeah. But if you're just gonna play this as a bro shooter, you're not gonna get that same feeling out of it. So like I try to play like lights out, headphones in, like just try to get immersed. And like when you do that, like when you're going through like the London terror attack, it's kind of scary. Even though like you're equipped with guns, but you're seeing like all these suicide bombers run out into the street, blowing up. It's like
you're in it. Yeah.
Like I get it. And with that, there's moments where like you're a soldier, but like there's like civilians running all around, and you have to be careful. Like you can't pick off civilians. You got to try to find like the terrorists within all the chaos that's going on. Yeah. So it's like, they do some things that kind of throw you in there. Like there's a rush at the embassy, and it kind of reminded me of that episode of Mr. Robot. Like if you're in it for real, it was kind of like weird. There's some cool morality things that they put you in towards the end, where I don't think it impacts your ending at all. It's just like, where are you at mentally at this point? Like, do you just want to like fuck shit up, or do you still have your cool? So there's some interesting things that it does towards the end of that game, especially like one particular scene. I don't want to. That's a little bit of spoiler territory, but there's just some interesting things that this game will do to kind of test where you're at mentally by the time you're done. Speaking of which, I wanted to play this game entirely all the way through. I didn't like the breaks that I did take. I didn't want to take. It was just like I had to get some stuff done before I came here. So you could spend an entire afternoon or night just going through this and no problem at all, just because the way they pace the structures of the mission and whatnot. The best Call of Duty campaigns that I've ever played always have those memorable missions, and I always think back to Call of Duty 4, like all gillied up, lean into like the one shot, one kill mission where you're in like pretty much Chernobyl. The no Russian mission. Everyone remembers that mission for being. I don't know like if this will have like those that standout memorable moments, but like I will remember like that first time I went through with Captain Price in that house and like quietly, because I feel like that's Call of Duty never really does that, never like slows down in that capacity, and it was so close quarters. I don't know if Call of Duty has ever really done that, at least not in a while. It's usually bigger open fields where you can do some things like flank around or do whatever, but it's never like close quarters, like shoulder to shoulder with like your other operatives, like literally like having to peek through windows or doors because there could be a terrorist like right on the other side of the door. Right?
Did that ever come to like combat where you're sneaking around and you're like, oh shit, there's one?
Yeah, and it's like the second or third to last mission in the game. There is for those that played it, is a mission called Going Dark, and I think that's my favorite mission. It's kind of like the first one. A lot of like Call of Duty is like very linear. I think they're bigger scenario, like bigger like set pieces, right? Like you got a map to move around, but this was the first time kind of like set you loose in a way, and it's like all at night, all dark, and you're like trying to sneak around. It will probably be the standout mission from this game for me personally. I thought they did really good, and they used the night vision and the visuals very well, like trying to stay in the cover and whatnot. So yeah, that brings me to talk about like the engine. This game is fucking gorgeous. It looks so good on my PC, like better than Control.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, I think it's the best looking game I've played this year on my PC.
They didn't do any ray tracing stuff, did they?
There is ray tracing.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
It looks really good. I got it pretty much. It dipped at times, but it never went below 30. I pretty much maintained a steady like 60-ish at like max settings with ray tracing and stuff turned on.
That's cool.
What really
is I mean, just like lifelike or
it's
what's what complemented the visuals?
I think the way they used like lighting with like the night vision, and then because remember my complaint about multiplayer is just a paint of coat with.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Yeah.
In the actual campaigns, they play with like the lighting a little bit.
Cool.
Like there's areas where like you won't necessarily get blinded, but you have to pay attention to where you're standing because someone could see you even though you're in night vision.
Sure.
Yeah. So they play with that a little bit. The lighting looks great. The explosions are like out of this world. The fire, like one of the few times I can be like, that's fucking fire. Like on my monitor, my monitor could be on fire right now. I don't even know.
Yeah.
So probably the best looking game I'll play all year, unless something surprises me. Gunplay we talked about when we played the beta. There's something about it that just it feels heavier. It feels good to shoot a gun, but it still feels like Call of Duty. Maybe it's just because I played Black Ops, which gets a little bit more futuristic. Yeah. But like just shooting an AK reminds me of like what it felt like in Modern Warfare. To shoot an AK maybe with a little bit more like weight. And the sound, whatever they did with the new engine with sound, I think it sounds so much better.
Headphones? Yeah, headphones. You said
yeah. Especially gun sounds and stuff like that.
Do you think that? I'm not saying that they didn't do any work, but do you think that impacts it a little bit for you? Is like this is probably the first one you're playing with headphones, right? I'd assume.
Yeah, it is my first one I'm playing with headphones, and I'm sure that did something to it. But I think they paid a little bit, like because they mentioned that when we were talking about the new engine, like the different things they changed, and they talked about sound a little bit.
Yeah.
The gunplay feels a little bit more, or the gun sounds sound a little bit more authentic, at least in my opinion. Especially when you play games like Battlefield with like guns that have a little bit more weight.
Yeah,
Call of Duty is kind of starting to get there, but they didn't lose that Call of Duty feel to the weapons, which I think is important for those that play Call of Duty regularly. The one thing that like threw me out of the experience a little bit was not like necessarily the in-game, like, all right, we just killed a dude, now it's going to kind of go into a cutscene seamlessly. Like the more cinematic ones are probably in-engine, but like you can tell they're cinematics. They were choppy. I don't know why. Like I got dozens of soldiers running after me with like explosions and fire and whatever. I don't really hiccup, but a cinematic, it was hiccuping. And the bad thing was sometimes it would hiccup enough where it would throw off the audio visual, like the lip syncing.
That's great.
Yeah. So, like, not a lot of the game does that. And there was some cutscenes that, like, ran, like, flawlessly.
I had that with Wolfenstein.
The Wolfenstein did it.
Yeah.
But, like, Wolfenstein was, like, when you were, like, open a door or what.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that here. Like anything in game, like from me, like starting the mission to the end of the mission was fine. It was like
in between pre-rendered shit that's already It
was bad. Like I just don't understand what's going on there and why that. I don't know if it's asking more of my computer.
The cutscenes are masking what's loading in the background.
But
you
know
what I mean?
Like I understand that. It's just like other games have done that in the past for forever. Why all of a sudden now are we like having issues with that?
I think we're seeing the fucking thretches. Is that a word?
Sure.
Of the end of this console generation impacting a lot of how games are being developed.
But on a PC,
no. But they developed this globally. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then it's just like,
but yeah, I look for those not interested in Call of Duty. Is the campaign worth it for $60? Probably not. But for anyone that's been remotely like, what's Call of Duty been up to? Yeah. This is probably the one to return to.
So. Battle.net, right? Not Steam.
This is Battle.net, yes.
And last year they spun out. They did some weird shit with pricing a little bit after launch. Do you think there's a possibility that they spin out the campaign?
Definitely,
by itself?
Because the way Black Ops 4 was with like the 3 sectors of the main menu, they do the exact same thing here. It looks a little bit different, but it's the three. It's campaign, multiplayer, and then special ops.
Got it.
And then with that, with the story, the way that wraps up. I'm very curious to see what this. I'm assuming they'll do this again, just based off how they ended it. I'm very curious to see what they do next game. I'm actually kind of excited to see what they do next game.
When you say next game, do you mean next year's game, or
Modern Warfare 2 or whatever?
The sequel. Okay, yeah,
the next one of this franchise from Infinity Ward. I'm curious what they want to do there. And then the story doesn't necessarily end at the end of the campaign. It kind of feeds indirectly a little bit into the special ops thing, which is the co-op experience for this game. So you'll get a little bit more. What's cool is special ops kind of brings back a baddie from the OG Call of Duty 4. So
Soap.
No, not Soap.
That's the only name I remember. Is Soap a bad guy or a good guy?
Soap was a good guy.
Told you.
So I'm very curious to see what they do. I'll play through special ops. I don't know if I have to play that co-op or what the matchmaking. I literally have not even clicked it.
Yeah.
I think I clicked it once by accident when the main menu like lagged on me once, but no,
top notch.
I highly enjoyed.
Matt Goldstar.
I highly enjoyed his campaign. I didn't get to play multiplayer just because I was trying to rush through campaign. But if multiplayer is like the beta, I'm gonna have some fun with that. I'll hop in there. But I don't know how much time I'm gonna have for it because I got another big game coming up around the corner. I haven't touched yet, so I can't talk about it yet. But I got another massive game coming.
Outer Worlds.
Oh yeah.
That is my tonight. Yeah.
I'm fighting internally whether I should start it tonight or wait.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to hop into that game, which is
going to
be like a 30-hour game, I'm assuming.
It was too early in the day for me to preload it while we were still in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But once we landed in Detroit for our transfer and I could connect to a service, I fucking opened the Game Pass app and hit pre-install.
Well, I was kind of slightly bummed. I mean, I was still going to play, obviously. But I thought it was only on Xbox because the tweet said console. No, it was on PC too. So I'm like, all right, sign me up. So yeah, if you're at all interested in Call of Duty Modern Warfare, I think you should buy it.
Not bad. Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting news ready. You ready for news?
Ready for news.
Mm-hmm.
Jump right in.
Speaking of Battle.net, not to be taken out of the news cycle this week, Blizzard. We're a little bit out. We are like, what, a week and some change away from BlizzCon 2019, and Diablo 4 has seemingly been confirmed. There was a leak or something that came out, I saw, that apparently Diablo 4 would be announced along with Diablo 2 remastered. And then, but that was like speculation.
That was a certain dude, but like he's had some
credible.
Yeah, one of those kinds of leaks. But yeah,
but
this thing.
This is a German advertisement for an art book called The Art of Diablo, which is due for release in November. And the description of the book reads, featuring over 500 artworks from Diablo, Diablo 2, Diablo 3, and Diablo 4. This book features many noteworthy artworks created for Blizzard Entertainment's iconic RPG. Yeah.
I mean, so on a serious note, from last year's BlizzCon, yeah, they got shit for not talking about Diablo 4, but like, didn't afterwards it seemed like there was a cutscene that was ready, but then all of a sudden, like the last moment, like we don't feel good about this. Right. So, you feel like another year removed. They would have that, maybe something else, and maybe this game is earlier than we think. Not saying this year, but potentially like early next year instead of.
I could see that.
I could see it.
I feel like if you can get something out before Cyberpunk, do it.
Yeah.
So everyone's running away from it. It seems like.
I'm just really curious to see what happens at BlizzCon this year with.
Oh, it's gonna be a shit show.
It's going to be a shit show. However, there might be a little bit of reprieve, not to get into politics, but Hong Kong did pull back that proposal. So seemingly the protests have worked for now.
I'm just curious, like, how there's plenty of people who are going to be going to BlizzCon who aren't aware of any of this shit. And even more than that, there's plenty of people who are fans of these games who have no idea any of this shit ever happened either. So, for Blizzard, it could just be, all right, let's fucking put up our umbrellas for a little bit, and then as soon as the shitstorm passes by, we'll sell a fuck ton of copies of Diablo 4 and Overwatch 2. So I don't know.
And Modern Warfare.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
fuck it.
No one was talking about that. I said it last week. I was like, I'm curious to see if anyone's going to say anything before release. No one said anything about that, so whatever.
No, Activision has seemingly, like, dodged all of this, which is odd because...
Activision Blizzard. Yeah. Whatever.
On the positive side of team-ups, Suda and Swery65 team up for a Devolver Digital published horror game called Hotel Barcelona. I'm really excited about that one. Oh, yeah. Get the TM ready to go. The developers were originally planning a food-themed PlayStation VR game, but it was canceled. 2018, the two had decided to make a game together, but would forget the ideas they discussed after getting drunk.
Great.
I like these games.
Suda came up with the title Hotel Barcelona in a half-hour brainstorm before the live stream because he would like the game to be set in Barcelona. However, he later said that it can be set in a place like Tokyo, South Africa, or Venezuela. Like, just, they want it to be something light and easy to play, something that can be downloaded and picked up on mobile, Switch, Stadia, and the like. The idea for the story is that a magazine writer is visiting a hip new hotel, and then horror begins.
All right.
Yeah. Suda mentioned Siren as something that he likes. Specifically, the narrative would be pieced together from playing from the different perspectives of different characters. In Hotel Barcelona, you would see different rooms. Quote, each one represents a different person or a different dimension or a different look at what happens in this period of time.
I like that.
During the live stream where they announced this, Suda texted Siren creator Keiichiro Toyama during the stream and said, would you like to get involved with the project? By the end of the live stream, he had replied with yes.
Wait, was it Siren or Silent Hill?
Siren was
Siren's
like that chapter
what's
based.
quoted here.
So was it PS3?
No. It's the creator that they contacted.
This is the Gamatsu article's citing Siren.
Oh. Okay.
I thought they reached out to the...
I thought they reached out to somebody with Silent Hill.
I think it was Silent Hill's music composer.
Oh, okay.
Which, that is not in here, but I remember seeing that on Twitter.
I mean, I'm down with that shit. Anyone from Team Silent, really. No, but no, I played a little bit of Siren when that first came out.
Oh, sorry. And Keiichiro Toyama is the creator of survival horror video game series Silent Hill and Siren. So he made both of them. There you go.
That makes sense. Okay.
There you go. Anyway, so there that is. One day. I'm excited about that. That seems like a fun project. Speaking of fun projects, Fallout 76 now has a $100 per year subscription service.
Which is already crummy enough.
Fallout First. This story just...
Wasn't it this time last year we were all doing the same thing at the release of Fallout 76?
Yeah, and then at
Has
E3,
it been a year?
Yeah, and then at E3
God.
they kind of did the thing where they were like, we're sorry.
We fixed it.
We're making it better. It's going to get better. So I think we missed the news story last week, but the NPC characters they were adding in that everyone like raved about and like went
got
crazy
delayed.
at E3, that got delayed until next year. And then within a week, announced
this
$12.99 a month or $99.99 a year. You get private worlds for you and yourself and up to 7 friends, a scrap box with unlimited storage for crafting materials, asterisk, a survival tent that acts as a placeable fast travel point, reading yen fucks you up a little bit. 1,650 atoms a month for the game's shop, an exclusive Ranger armor outfit, unique icons, and emotes.
Of which only the last few bullet points seem to be working.
Yes, because sorry, I'm jumping out of order of our things here. Those private servers are not actually private, and the scrap box that you're promised has been deleting people's scraps. So you upload the scrap, and then the scrap's gone.
Yep.
Man, can you imagine being so hyped for this game? You buy it, you get all. You did the big pre-order collector's edition.
Oh yeah,
all this
Expecting
stuff
a canvas
happens.
bag.
The patch happens. You're like, all right, you know what? I can some time has went by, and then this happens, and you're just like, how much more can you take? Where's the limit? Where's the line?
I don't even know.
Where do you stop?
How did he? I want to show the phrase next June.
It's like a horse that had 3 broken legs. They all healed, and then the one that didn't break yet finally broke as all the other ones were healing. It's like, just kill it.
I don't know if that's the best part or the part where Bethesda didn't buy FalloutFirst.com or Fallout76First.com, so somebody bought both of them and made them into these fucked up pages about just, denigrating on the whole thing. So there you go.
What a clusterfuck.
Yeah.
I didn't think we would still. Well, we may have still been saying it. I can't believe we're revisiting this in a similar way, in the same way as last year.
Matt, you mentioned clusterfucks.
Uh-oh.
Google Stadia launches here in less than a month. And I believe y'all talked last week about how the controller will not. Did you talk about that, or we just posted that story?
No,
we talked about
it. Yeah. So the controller's not going to work
wirelessly,
except for with the Chromecast Ultra.
Yeah.
At launch, which is the whole thing that they advertised that controller to do. And then in an interview this week with GamesIndustry.biz, Google's VP and head of Stadia Games and Entertainment, Jade Raymond, talked about how the first of those first-party games are going to be coming to life in 3 to 4 years.
Well, they are trying to getting some feelers out for, the power of Stadia. They're trying to see how ambitious they can make a project.
I'm feeling they talked about this shit too early.
I think, obviously, right, you've got to start the groundwork before you get to where they want to be, right? Like, they're not... I can see where they're right. Like, it all makes sense, and I get it, and I can follow the vision forward and all of that. But it's just, what are you selling now? Like, this just seems like a glorified beta alpha test. Like it just And that's fine for someone who wants to be in on the ground floor of something. But and people said all the same shit when this the company who made Windows and Word decided they were going to make a fucking Xbox, right? And now it's one of the most popular, recognized global brands ever. But so I get it, but this just seems like
This seems different, but yeah.
I don't know, man.
It's just I don't know one thing that really stood out to me besides maybe 1 or 2 games that were potentially coming to it whenever.
The thing was, they're talking about all this limitless power because of these blades, but the only thing they talked about being different from a console version or a PC version is that horde mode game having more horde enemies on the screen at one time. It would be cool if they started doing something like that, where some of these games, I don't know, Red Dead Redemption 2, right? Doesn't that come into Stadia at launch? Or launch window. If they did something, if Rockstar did something for them there to there's maybe a little bit more population of something in a certain area, more NPCs in a city, even though there's already a lot. But there's nothing showcasing the fact that hey, these games are living off of servers.
Right. I mean, the controller was a piece of that, but the controller's not going to work in the way that. I was going to say more on Stadia soon, but I guess, not really, because we haven't heard any new information.
We're not going to be talking about it. No one's playing it here. We're not going to talk about this. We'll talk about it when it launches, and we'll say,
cool.
Can't wait for xCloud.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? PlayStation Now just decreased its monthly subscription. Because that's the thing, right? xCloud is going to potentially tap into Game Pass, I would assume. We don't know the pricing model of xCloud yet, but my assumption, and maybe this is naive, but my assumption is that you're going to be playing games that you already own, which if you've even just joined Xbox this generation, you already own enough. And if you've been someone who's been playing Xbox stuff since, the Xbox services have been online, you probably have a pretty healthy library. With PlayStation Now, you have that whole library available to you for $10 a month. Thinking it that way, Stadia, you're paying monthly.
For the service.
For the service.
Just for access to the servers.
Plus
all the blades.
$60 games on top of it. You get Destiny for free, but get Destiny for free anywhere else right now.
You know what I mean?
I guess the only difference is that Stadia, you're not paying for an online service, right?
Yeah, you are.
But you're paying to have access to it.
I mean, you're just paying for the internet. You're not paying for
You're
know
paying
what I mean?
Stadia.
They have their own.
You're paying to be on the Stadia platform.
So if you want to use Stadia, it's whatever it's 15 a month.
I just wanted that to be clear.
Yeah, and then you pay for the games after that. It's potentially with something
I'm paying $15 for Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I'm playing Shenmue. I could have played Blair Witch.
Boom.
I'm about to play The Outer Worlds, which is a brand new game. That's what, $60 every
But theoretically, right? Even if you didn't have Game Pass, theoretically you could get xCloud and just have xCloud, and any of the games you've ever purchased on Xbox 360 or Xbox One, you could just then play anywhere, which is technically the same thing that Stadia is
I guess you probably
doing,
need
right?
Xbox Live for that too, though, right?
You might not. We don't know the pricing.
Yeah.
But even still, like, yes, you are technically paying for the service plus the games in the same way that you'd be paying for Stadia. But Stadia is brand new and it's backed by Google, who has a history of acquiring and dropping shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no.
And now you're saying Xbox is the same thing, but like I think I'm like maybe one of like 10 people in the world that didn't own a 360. So like someone has a game on 360 that's going to be playable in the xCloud as long as they can remember their game tag. I know you had trouble with that, Joe, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
Yeah.
But this is it's going to be bad, and I'm curious to see this time next year what Stadia looks like.
Hopefully it does well. I mean, competition's always good, but
Competition's good, but
I mean, you can play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right?
look, competition's good, but like the 2019 Miami Dolphins are a train wreck. We all know they're a train wreck.
But
it's
without
okay.
their competition, they wouldn't get any better.
Laces out.
Ubisoft.
I got the reference. Yeah, it's good. Very
Ubisoft
painful.
has updated its pipeline for the next fiscal year, and apparently Watch Dogs Legion slipped. That's the biggest thing I took away from this list here.
Everyone's moving away from a certain
It
title.
just sucks, dude. Like, I wanted Watch Dogs this fall, and it was like, all right, March. All right, fine. March.
Everyone's moving away from a certain title.
And
Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Everyone's moving away from another certain title.
You were a tad hyperbolic about Cyberpunk last week.
Oh no, I'm all in on that game. I am like all in on that game.
I hope it's good.
Look, man,
I've
if
been
The Witcher wasn't fantasy and dragon, I don't even know if there's dragons in the game, but there are, I guess.
There's werewolves.
The Witcher seems boring as fuck gameplay wise to me. It just seems like big and vast and boring and empty.
But it's because it's fantasy. You've already established you don't like fantasy.
No,
I don't either.
If you made that game with cyberpunk shit, it's still that seems boring
I don't
and
know
vast.
about
and
that.
Just because the setting's different. Like, I don't know, man.
I walk around and like hack shit on the fly. Like, that's cool as shit. Like, I know you're gonna do that in Watch Dogs, but like this is another level. If they do
like,
it right.
But like Watch Dogs 2, I got bored by the end of it, because by the end of it, you're just doing the same shit. And you know what I mean? It's like there's cool mechanics to it, but at the end of it, it's an open world game where it's like, okay, well now I have a checklist of shit to go do. I don't know. I'm look, man,
Highest of high expectations for that game.
I hope they stay high and
Highest of
remain.
high. I don't know if that's gonna make the date.
I get, like,
And if that slips, everything else.
I
is
bet
fucked.
a lot of these games that got delayed to March are going to get delayed again.
Probably.
I don't even believe in release dates anymore.
What is it released? Just put the game out. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I'm holding on to a prediction about next year for the new year, but some of these games can't slip again for earnings calls.
Good call.
Like, if you think about it, sorry, they're skipping 2 quarters by releasing in March. If they're supposed to release now, like
it's just I don't know.
well now, but
Somebody's gonna fuck up.
no, this will. They're skipping a quarter still, but yeah, like investors, the monies, people like the monies.
No, yeah, I get that.
Xbox announced this week the design for Xbox ecosystem. I'm sorry, expanding the design for Xbox ecosystem to include mobile gaming. Essentially, Xbox branded partner devices will be able to take advantage of connectivity to Xbox PC and mobile platforms. So you right now like natively can use an Xbox controller on iOS thanks to iOS 13 including that, but theoretically 8BitDo could make, and their 8BitDo cited in this Xbox Wire article, they could make a controller that has a thing in the firmware that makes something think it's an Xbox controller. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I get that.
Which is why I believe that my highly anticipated 8BitDo 02 has been continually delayed with no communication on when it's coming out, so that they can make that thing work on a phone. That would be the future. Anyway, that's cool. 8BitDo, Game Vice, Hori, Power A, Razer, and more. to explore creating the best possible hardware experiences for Project xCloud.
Hey, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's a gaming clip for your phone. Microsoft gaming, mobile gaming clip for Xbox wireless controllers, launching in November for $15.
That's cool.
Yeah. I think we've got one more news story. Sony's giving refunds to WWE 2K20 buyers.
I've seen now both things.
Oh, man.
I've seen people go one way or saying they can. Some people saying they won't. I think people are citing that Sony does give like a one-time digital refund thing. But yeah, I think the bigger story here is how awful the future of FCW Season 2 might be.
It's terrible, dude.
This looks bad. So right now, just to put it in perspective, I use Universe Mode to put together our FCW series. Right now, in Universe Mode, there is a bug where if you create a character, or I'm assuming even download created characters, which is something I often do for the FCW series, pretty much besides John Cena at this point, they go into Universe Mode with like no stats.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like everything's just completely fucked in that game right now. Like for what I need it for, or what I would use it for, it cannot do what I wanted to do right now.
Damn.
I don't know what. Like you just Google or Bing or I don't know, just something WWE 2K20 bugs and just watch the first video that pops up and just enjoy yourself or be horrified. I don't know.
It reminds me of the earlier ones. I don't know if it was like 14 or whatever, but just the bugs were just like so much just stretching all the way into the crowd.
Yeah,
or it was that
weird.
I think it was 2K15. It was like the first jump
I like
to
that,
next
though.
gen.
I don't know. I like those kind
Like
of bugs.
you do, but like it's funny when it happens once,
Yeah,
right, or
right.
twice, or like well, when the ropes for us, like when we're recording, like just slingshot back and forth every once in a while. But when it's like permanent and it like completely messes up like your match or your game, like it's not.
That's not fun.
Yeah,
not fun.
It's not fun when you spend $60 on it.
Yeah.
WWE Games tweeted, "We are listening closely to the feedback that's been shared regarding WWE 2K20 and are aware of the concerns some players are reporting. We're working hard to investigate these concerns and address them as necessary. We expect to have an initial patch ready in the next 2 weeks with others to follow. Stay tuned to WWE Games social media channels for more information."
Yeah, this game's been weird because like they showed it off to people at that event, and that's when you started seeing some of those early footage of those bugs. And then like I think they told those people that were at the event there's going to be a day one patch, but then when you downloaded the game, the day one patch didn't come with it. It came later. So then people before the day one patch came were starting to like, there's no day one patch. You lied to us. Blah blah. It's been a nightmare. And this all comes with Ukes walking away from the title.
Right, because apparently Ukes has been saying, like...
Yeah, we got underground
game, but also, like, we can do some shit that they won't let us do, and we're going to prove it.
Yeah, we have a new engine we've been working on.
Yeah.
Dude, I know, like, the wrestling games have not been, like, great to play, but it's that same studio, Ukes, made the good ones
they made
back
the
in
good
the
ones
day.
so long ago, and
like the first SmackDown on PlayStation 1. Everyone talks about Here Comes the Pain on PlayStation 2 as being the marquee one, which I played. It was awesome. It was fun. There's another promotion out there that has a lot of money being funded into it. I wonder if they will get their game from Ukes. Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens there. There's an E, a W, and an A involved in that promotion. If you mix up the order the correct way, you'll get it.
EWA. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. That's it for news. We're going to move into our email section. We got one email this week.
Ask us anything.
Sent to podcast@thefreecheese.com. That's podcast@thefreecheese.com. at thefreecheese.com. This one comes in from Mary Claire once again. Hi again. Mark, to continue last week's question of what co-op games would you recommend, we have a PS4, PS3, Wii U, 2 Switches, PC, a legit one, my boyfriend built, and an Xbox 360. I would say my boyfriend and I are not really into beat-em-up games, but we are open to any other kind of game. We have played Halo 1, 2, and 3, and we're considering playing Reach. Would you guys recommend Reach?
Yes.
Also, since Joe is back from Japan, do you have any recommendations? Joe.
I'm going to cut you off and start right there. One,
Yeah.
Throw that Wii U out the window, into the garbage, set it on fire, do whatever you need to do. Just get rid of that Wii U because there's nothing to play on it anymore.
Now you know you can ignore all opinions coming from Matt.
I recommend Reach. And after we answered that question and stopped recording, I had thought of the rail shooters on Wii. The House
the
of the Dead
Umbrella?
games, the Resident Evil ones. I think those are good ones.
I think those are fun, but I think those you gotta like. It sounded like from the question last week, with the conversation around Tales, that maybe looking for something a little more involved.
That's what I figured.
The rail shooters were good, but they're definitely more passive.
And also, like, I know, like, with Resident Evil, the Umbrella Chronicles and what's
Dark Side Chronicles.
Dark Side, yeah. Like, those are like more like an homage, like, oh my god, I'm going back through the thing, and like I know what's about to come around this corner. I feel like with those
I
games.
didn't have that though because I never played those. I played Resident Evil 4 and then
They
got
also
Umbrella
fill in some
Chronicles.
things too. Like there's a whole mission with Leon and Krauser before 4,
Yeah,
so you get to
All
see
right,
them.
well-
You get to see them work together.
but those were just fun as
before the QTE boss fight.
yeah. I treated those just as a rail shooter, like an arcade rail shooter in the home. And I thought those were good for someone who had never played Resident
I was
Evil
just trying to
stuff.
think of like different variety instead of just the same type of thing.
I don't know if I have any specific recommendations. Did you say Portal 2 last week?
I don't think I did.
Oh, because
We talked about Portal 2 with the
ray
NVIDIA.
tracing.
Yeah.
Portal 2 co-op is the first and last game Katie and I played on
I think
co-op.
me and Mary Claire actually started that together at one point. We never finished it,
That's
though.
a good one.
That
It is
one
good.
was
It's fun.
really good co-op specifically.
Oh well, if we want something that's a little more in depth, Divinity.
Original Sin.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
co-op?
Yeah,
Fuck, that's like
And with
100 hours
Switch-
right there.
And with Switch, it's 4 players.
That's Obsidian. That is Obsidian, right? I'm not an idiot.
Maybe.
Oh God, I hope I'm not.
You got a computer?
I got it.
Hit that Bing button.
But that's basically like D&D.
Oh, okay.
But like, but each of you control your own character, and depending how your combat work can either work together or whatever. It's really really detailed.
Sorry, Larian Studios. What did the Obsidian do?
I know what you're thinking of, and I don't remember the name of it.
Dungeons?
I'll look it up.
So when I was listening last week, the thing that
Pillars of Eternity. Sorry.
Okay,
all those
yeah.
generic ass.
They're not generic. They're probably all really good.
But the names, I mean.
Yeah.
But isn't that like Pillars of Eternity is like I played that one. I think I think that's like a dungeon crawler, right? That's like Diablo. And,
It's like Diablo, yeah.
yeah. The Torchlight is pretty fun too. Torchlight 2. I like that one a lot. Especially if you're playing on PC. And
That's like Diablo, right?
it is like Diablo, but it's more like cartoony looking. But what's cool about it is like the different classes, how unique they are. Like there's just more gunplay involved, along with magic and like alchemy and stuff. And you can have like your own little pet that can go to town for you and sell and bring back money and buy whatever.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, y'all could play Double Dash together.
There you go. Well, just don't play Baby Park, right? That's the
Oh
one.
my God, no! You play that endlessly.
All right, I got a website for you. This is what I was screaming on the bullet train last week while listening.
Sorry.
co-optimus.com co-optimus.com is a co-op gaming website. If you want the short for, like, you can jump right to if you go there /games.php, it gets you right to the search thing.
I'm going to raise a suggestion. Maybe we should put the link in the description of this episode.
That sounds like a whole thing.
All right, well,
gotta
I tried.
remember. If I remember, I just don't want to make any promises. To me, it's 5 a.m. right now. I don't know what the hell's going on.
You just said like 4 hours ago. I felt like 1 o'clock in the afternoon for you.
You know, it's been a couple hours. Anyway, you go there. So if you're looking for a specific title, or maybe you're like, I've never played games in this series, is it co-op? You could search for that.
Oh, that's cool.
But what's really cool is they have a filtering system. So you hit system, you select which system you want to play on. So let's just go with, sorry, I already forgot all the platforms. Let's go with Switches, right? They've got 2 Switches. So you hit Nintendo Switch. You can choose player count, at least, exactly, or at most. Let's say exactly 2 people. And you can choose between online co-op, couch co-op, or split screen. So let's just say couch co-op. Add a filter if you want. So you can choose, like, is it a campaign you're looking for? Are you looking for split screen, shared screen, drop in, drop out? Are you looking for a specific year it was released? You can really go.
I needed this
nuts.
website so many
99.
years ago.
Search, and there you go. It gives you fucking everything. And you can continue to filter down even after you've made a search. So it's really cool in that. Wait, what?
What?
Bloodstain has a co-op mode? How? So there you go.
That's one of the thing that floats around.
It's not there yet. You click on a game.
Yeah, they mentioned that before.
And it tells you all the things. Then it says, note the co-op is not currently in Bloodstain. It's coming as
it was a
free DLC.
Yeah, it was a Kickstarter.
Oh man,
goal.
it came out this year too. Shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, we need another meeting.
I know. Actually, we do need another meeting. Yeah. In that regard, though, I mean, while we're on this page, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
I guess. Yeah.
If you're looking for spookins, Resident Evil 5 and 6 are technically co-op. They're not the greatest games in the franchise, but
5 is good. I like 5.
6, you can play that Leon campaign. That's probably the spookiest of all of them.
On Switch,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or Wii U, more importantly.
Yeah.
Throw that Wii U in the garbage. Burn it down.
I will never recommend a new Super Mario Brothers game co-op. Sorry, I just can't.
No,
Unless you want to dick each other over the entire time.
Unless you want somebody to be in bubble mode the entire time, that's the only way you're going to enjoy that. 3D World.
We have videos
Land,
on
right?
that.
Wait, no, World. Yeah, 3D World. Maybe
3D World was good. Yeah.
that should be passable. Yeah.
You can always do the
you're into
Mario
platformers.
Maker. This is the only time I'll recommend a Wii U because I feel like this Switch version of this is not the greatest. But the make a level, play a level kind of thing. You go
That
back
is
and
a
forth
lot
there.
of fun. Yeah. Especially if you can do time limited ones. Those were the best ones we did. Was
Yeah.
all right, you got 5 minutes, make a level to fuck me over, and then keep swapping back and forth. Yeah, I can't remember, dude. Like, this website was integral in Friday night pizza parties, in just fucking around, hanging out, looking for shit to like. I think, especially with the amount of games that we get on stuff like Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or whatever, a website like that was really helpful to like narrow out the bullshit and be like, what do I have in my library? Like, I probably have so much shit in my library that we could play right now.
Yeah, it's weird to think you have access to so many games. Like, there's probably so many games I forgot I have on Humble right now.
Yeah.
I'm at that point now, like having Humble for that long, where fuck.
Yeah. Are you still
So
paying
wait-
for that every month?
Yeah.
So wait, she's said PC and PS4.
Yep.
I'm assuming they each have their own PC.
I think it's just the one
Okay.
PC.
Is Dragon's Dogma crossplay?
I don't know if it's cross-play.
The second one.
There's a second
There's
one?
only one.
You talking about Dark Arisen?
Yeah.
That's the expansion.
Oh, that's an
technically
expansion?
is an expansion. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it is on Switch now.
Is it?
Oh, it is on Switch.
Yeah, it came out on Switch earlier this year.
That could be fun if if you're into that. I've heard very good things about that.
And I think the Switch version specifically is pretty damn good.
And that's a
'cause
Capcom
it's-
boy.
Yeah.
I had something else and I forgot it.
Sorry.
Hey, if you all have a DS, Corey in a house.
Is that co-op?
I don't know if it's co-op, but it's multiplayer at least. If
It's in the house.
I don't know.
you want to play speaking of horror games, right?
Did we answer that? Everything? Yeah, those were all the questions. Okay. Yeah, Reach is good. I like Reach.
Yeah,
mean,
I didn't get into it
Wait, they said
by myself, but yeah.
They said they have a 360.
Yes.
Just one?
You can play Reach
Yeah, you
co-op.
can do co-op.
Is
Split
it
screen.
split screen?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I keep forgetting.
All the
like,
Halos are co-op like that. Well,
Right.
not one, but
Not 5. Weirdly enough.
Because I would say, I mean, if you have access to it, sure, play it now. But I mean, it's gonna be on PC soon enough.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
That's a refined version, probably.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You can probably wait on it.
I don't know. But yeah, co-optimist.com was a big resource for shit like that. I can't think. Luigi's Mansion 3 is coming out. You can play as Luigi.
Oh, duh.
Oh, dude, Guigi, what are you talking about? We at this podcast we call him Lugu.
Damn it.
Is Vanillaware the company?
Oh, Dragon's Crown and
yeah, like whatever else they have going on.
Yeah.
The one for Wii, the one that was Wii exclusive. Shit, was it called Muramasa or something?
Yeah, Muramasa. I was gonna say Rebirth, but that was the
Demon
Vita.
Blade, I think.
Yeah. Those are
The
really
Vita.
pretty. Yeah, I know. Those are really pretty games and really good. Dragon's Crown's really fun.
Yeah, Muramasa, the Demon Blade. I know.
Oh, but she said not a lot of beat 'em ups.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about with Dragon's Crown. I don't know how Miramata. I don't even know what
I mean,
how that
yeah, they
plays.
are beat 'em up, but they're a little more involved.
They're
I
not.
feel.
Yeah, they're not like a
They're
straight up arcade
more
game.
RPG-ish, party-ish
Yeah.
types things. Like someone could be a mage.
Dragon's
someone
Crown
could be the
definitely
beat
is
'em
way
up.
more involved.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Dragon's Crown's like straight up fantasy. Like that is
also
like a
really-
fantasy RPG.
It's also really tough.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Played the first 2 hours of that game and died a lot.
Are there? No.
I don't know how Muramasa plays. I don't know. I feel like that's
Fighting
more...
Force 1's co-op. That's.
Hey, there you go.
I'm just
Classic.
thinking of like random things now.
Is there a co-op Metroidvania?
Oh, I mean, there's that Castlevania game,
Oh, the one we
that's
played.
Yeah.
Harmony of Despair.
Yeah.
You should-
That one's best played with
Separate
multiple
screens.
Yeah, separate screens.
True. Yes.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a nightmare.
Oh, I just had one again. Damn it. I gotta think back.
Castlevania? Speaking of Castlevania, did you see that fucking...
Yeah, what? It's out in Canada.
What the fuck? Because I'm on the train, I'm thinking about how, like, oh, okay, I understand mobile gaming. Now I understand why Konami sucks. And I was like, oh, whatever happened to Grimoire of Souls? They, like, shadow dropped that trailer at TGS, and then that was fucking it. Is that game ever coming out? Apparently it's been out in fucking Canada for a month.
I know where your next 10-day vacation is.
Well, dude, no, I was on the fucking train like, all right, how do I switch my goddamn App Store region? Fuckers.
Oh, Monaco.
Monaco.
Yeah.
Oh, that like 8-bit boy, right?
Yeah,
Or
it's
16.
Yeah, it's a little indie game. It's all top down, but like you play as different kinds of thieves, and each one has their own perks, and they work together of like breaking into a place, infiltrating, stealing stuff, getting out, and like each one is very vast and different, and it's really cool.
That is a game on my Steam wish list.
I think
I
it's,
never
it's
pulled
coming
the
out to
trigger
Switch
on.
really soon.
We played Payday. Y'all talk about, did you mention Payday?
We
last
did
night?
not.
No, we
mention
didn't,
Payday.
but Payday's
That's a
great.
good one.
Payday was pretty fun.
I'd always recommend Payday.
Ibn Ab, you and I played some Ibn Ab back in the day.
Payday, you have to
uh,
give that one a little bit of time to get used to the UI, because that UI is a little bit of a mess. And it's intimidating.
I think Payday 1 was a little less
Oh, yeah, because I think
obtuse.
they had like the 5 missions, because that was what was that, Days of Play? Was that like, it was something part of one of those PlayStation bundle things back in the day.
Yeah.
If you want something a little more puzzle-like, Elo Milo. It's kind of like Ebena, but it's more Z-axis
Oh,
based, where you just go around different cubes and
Oh,
rotate, and you have to meet
Speak-
each other at the end every time.
speaking of puzzles, what, Snipper Clips, right?
Oh, yeah, old Snippy Dips.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
you
was
and Katie
fun.
played that.
Yeah, we played that on a long snow weekend.
What was the one that came out, like Moby Obi or something like that? What the I don't know. Like the Piku Niku? Is that the name of it?
Oh, the
Oh,
new Box
yeah.
Boy. Is that out yet?
Yeah, it's been out.
Oh yeah, that one's out. There's a demo of that too on Switch.
Wait, Piku Miku? Isn't that a
I don't know what
Pokemon?
it is. The one with the stretchy. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, man. where like their legs are stretching all around. It's a weird.
There's always Let's Go.
Let me-
That was a
no,
fucking
Let's
terrible
Go.
co-op
Okay.
experience
I
for
gotta-
me and you
I
to
gotta
play
find
that.
this now.
Here I am. Oh, can't move the camera. That's cool.
That was fun when you were playing by yourself and you just used 2 Joy-Con, though. Easier to catch. What are you thinking of? Are you thinking of Baba Is You?
No.
That could probably be. I think Baba
It's like
Is
a-
You might be a fun. It's not necessarily both of you hands-on controller, but I think working through puzzles together could be pretty good. I think. Katie and I played. What was a good one from last year?
I know you. It's not good by any means, but I know there was a bunch of Mario Party stuff.
No, those are good. Those are very good. That's
Yeah.
not. No.
Yeah, Piku Niku.
Piku Niku. I thought you were saying Piku Miku. Because
Oh.
Piku Miku is
Yeah, I know that's a Pokemon.
Yeah.
They should make a co-op Patapon.
Dude, okay, so follow up on Japan. I was in Japan, and
A lot of Patapon.
there's a bank called Pitapa, and I saw it. I saw the fucking sign in the subway, and I was thinking a lot about the mobile games, and I was like, if someone at PlayStation is not making a fucking Patapon for your phone right now, call me. Because they're wrong, because they need to be. Like, it makes so much sense.
One hand,
Dude.
One hand on
That's
the
it.
on the rail. One hand.
Right at the bottom. Right at the bottom, you just put each of the fucking things you need. Square, triangle, X. Like, it's right there. It's just right there. It's so easy.
Did we?
You can even shape them like a drum. What was that game from last year? Sorry. The PC,
Genital jousting.
No. It was good. It was
That's a
spooky.
good co-op game.
That's
It was spooky. Strange. No.
spooky PC.
No. Yeah. The first thing
Stories
was a
Untold?
text-based Stories Untold. That's the
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yeah, Katie and I played that together. Because, one person's manning the controls, but then you're both kind of working to do the puzzle solving.
That's what I was trying to say, like the walking simulator stuff last week.
I think Stories Untold is good for that, and we also played, or we were going to play Return of the Obra Dinn together, but then I just never bought it. But that also seems like another one where you can kind of work together.
Yeah, because that's the one where you're investigating the shipwreck, right?
Yeah. Or everyone's dead or something. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that answers the question and gives you a good resource at least to look some stuff up, depending on what you're in the mood for.
Yeah. I didn't even know that website. I would have said it.
It's really good.
Had I known. Did not know.
Well, that's going to do it for this extended edition of the Free Cheese Podcast, episode 323. You will be in Las Vegas next week?
Depends on when we record, honestly.
Whatever. I don't know. Halloween's this week.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Halloween. Enjoy Luigi's Mansion. Did you all take the day off for Halloween? Well, you're
I'm on vacation. I'm seeing Steph.
There you go.
Your distant cousin.
There you go. What else is happening this week? Outer Worlds a little bit. I think I'm gonna get into. You take anything on the plane?
I'm taking the Switch. I'm gonna try to play Fire Emblem, and I mean that like I want to play it, but me and moving and reading don't go necessarily hand in hand. So I don't want to I want to see how that first half an hour is with the text-based thing before I'm like, maybe this is not the time. But I'll have my Switch in the hotel. I'm sure there'll be a couple hours each day in the morning or whatever. I'll have my Switch. I don't know exactly what I'm playing. Probably start with Fire Emblem and see where it goes from there. I've been kind of forgot I have Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, there's a good dude. The Dead Don't Die. I watched that on the plane. You could watch that.
That's that Bill Murray movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I saw that in theaters.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Jim
forgot
Jarmusch.
about that.
It was something.
That ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched most of Alita Battle Angel. You
said
probably
you
don't need to
missed-
watch that one.
All right.
Katie and I both watched Aladdin.
Dude,
Dude,
new one or the old one?
The new one.
All right.
I had a 12-hour flight. All right, come on. Watched Aladdin.
Did Will Smith finally have a good movie?
No.
All right.
No. It wasn't a bad movie. It was just like, did you have to make this?
Well, they're doing them all, so yeah.
And then they gave Jasmine all these like just solo songs that weren't in the original movie, and it was just kind of pandering.
Year 2019, everyone's equal.
It wasn't even about equality.
You sure?
But all of the songs were her singing about how everyone's equal, and it was like, it's so fucking obvious. Like, you didn't even try. Like, just anyway.
Call of Duty did that quite well. Powerful female character
without being
and then like it finally at the end I was like, oh yeah, they probably did that for this.
Yeah, no, this was
it
very
felt
much.
good though. It felt good.
I'm pretty sure Jasmine's song was the one was like, I'm not gonna sit back. I'm gonna stand up, stand up and shout. And you're like,
we get it.
Got it. Dumbo. Watch Dumbo.
How was that?
It was fine. They made Michael
That,
Keaton the villain, which was upsetting to me because Michael Keaton's my
Batman.
hero. But,
He's the vigilante. He's the hero we don't deserve.
That's true.
The Vulture.
Wasn't Danny DeVito in that one?
He was.
Yeah.
He was good. Danny DeVito was the ringleader.
Watch some of It's Always Sunny. Blue.
I like blue foods. Fuck. I think I watched something else. I don't remember. There were a lot of movies on that plane. Anyway, those are some good choices for you.
Well, I said that by the time our flight leaves, Sunday Night Football will be in the middle of going, so that'll probably be my first couple hours. But I can always do that thing where, because I'll bring my
smart.
my big beats, the studios, but I can always sneak an AirPod in there, so I might have iPad with AirPod, football game, Switch, Beats with the wire, because the wireless headphones for the.
Are you paying for Wi-Fi on the flight?
No.
How are you watching football on your iPad?
They do. Southwest does like free TV. They at least give you like the network channels.
On your iPad?
You can you can connect. They give you limited access, but one of the limited things is like to track your flight, and then the other one's like free TV or movies.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
You didn't know that?
No, I usually just play my Switch.
Oh. Yeah, no, you can watch TV live, and I'm pretty sure you get all the local channels. So.
Well, I imagine that would be in the back of the seat, not on your iPad. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just connect it to Wi-Fi, and like automatically gives you access. It does one of those automatic routing
I saw a
things.
dude watching football on my flight home from Florida, and I was like, how?
The fuck?
Okay,
dude. I'm excited. I'm watching football on a plane. It's like I'm at home. Might get a beer. It'd be really like I'm at home.
International flight feels like jail, where it's just like.
This is only, I think, 5 hours.
Especially because they want to acclimate you to the time zone differences, so they make sure that they turn off the lights even when you're like, I don't need the lights off right now. They're like, no, you will. And so they turn it off, and you're like, okay, I guess it's sleepies time now. And you're like, but I can't go sleepies. So you're just sitting there wide awake, like the fuck. And then they walk around, they're like, hot towel, and you're like, thanks.
I'm like, you too.
Cheez-Its or crackers? And you're like, Cheez-Its. Here you go. They come back around, trash. You're just everything's so fucking organized. Yeah,
I thought I was a hot towel. Now I'm trash.
But especially the meals. The meals is the part where it's like, oh, I'm in prison. Where you're because they give you these fucking
just goop,
stifling ass.
Give it a good goop of soup.
No soup on the plane. You gotta be careful with liquids on a plane. You know what I mean? But no, they you got all your fucking blankets in a baggie and slippers and weird shit all in baggies, and they walk up and they're just like, chicken or pork? And you're like, I'll have the pork, please, thank you. And they give you this fucking gross ass cafeteria tray ass thing with all these compartments and everything's in a plastic container, and it's just peel the thing off. It's like a bad Stouffer's. Fuck. That's jail. Eventually they turn the lights on, it's time to wake now. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll wake up now. I was already awake. I didn't fucking sleep anyway. There was one.
Did you do the Ryu bow?
Dude, I had to stop myself. Did I say it on?
Yeah, you said it upstairs, I think so.
I was in the fucking grocery store and I almost bowed. I was like, "Oh Jesus Christ, I'm not there anymore." It was bad, but it was good coming home. As soon as we got to America, we get through immigration and we're waiting to transfer the next plane. Just hear a girl go, "I ain't never been more ready to get home than I am now," and I was like, "Got it." Fucking here I am.
Just real quick, Shenmue 2, there is a thing when you're leaving Hong Kong, it's encouraged that you go talk to all your acquaintances that you met along the way in Hong Kong, and you just go up and thank you, and you bow.
Yeah,
and it's like a fucking story arc in the game. It's amazing.
It's because
it's one of the 12 steps.
Not unlike the shitty deer that attacked me in Nara Park. The people that just constantly, you just regurgitate what you're seeing. You know what I mean? You just anyway. Mark, you getting anything this week?
I don't know.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but that's late in the week, you know.
I
mean, it's the week, yeah.
Before Thursday, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe more judgment.
Yeah, I want to hear more about the game. You're going hunting for Ring Fit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
After we're done.
After we're done.
I wish you luck finding it because it's fun. I legit feel sore in my it's good. I'm looking forward to it. Cool. Well, we will be back in another week with another episode. Until then, you can find us over at thefreecheese.com. Follow us on Twitter. The Free Cheese is at Some Free Cheese. Mark is at Og_Mental. Matt is at MattyX131. I am at The Free Cheese. Free Cheese Wrestling is at Free Cheese FCW, which will have a brand new episode debuting this Halloween. That's right, Thursday, FCW
House Show Massacre.
We'll go live, special Halloween episode to bring our season to its near close. We've got 2 more episodes, including this one. Stay tuned for that, and then we'll have to figure out what the fuck we're doing with season 2 and WWE 2K20. We don't have to worry about that until January, but
I already know. As far as the game, like
we're just gonna buy Fire Pro Wrestling, and
we could always do that.
Yeah,
we could always do that. That was another idea I was thinking about. Maybe by then they'll patch it. Who knows?
Nah.
Or an AEW game might be out. Who knows?
Maybe. Cool. Well, we will be back next week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for filling in last week, y'all. Keeping the show going. Not filling in, but you know what I mean. Did I hit them all? TheFreeCheese.com. Go there. That's the thing. All right. Podcast at TheFreeCheese.com is where you can send your emails. That's enough.
Ask us anything.
Ask us anything. Really, I don't give a shit. I'll answer any questions you want to know. You want to hear about what I ate on the plane? I'll tell you. You want to hear about what I ate in Japan? McDonald's. Just nothing but McDonald's. Can you imagine? Someone does that. You know that, right? Like, I'm not going to say I didn't have McDonald's, because I definitely did have McDonald's and 7-Eleven, but, like, also ate a lot of shit. There for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you just had that 7-course meal you just talked about.
Had a 7-course meal. We had sushi we had to make ourselves.
Fried
Garlic.
Dude, I'm all in on this.
Dude, I never felt more like Wario. It was so good. Oh, man. I'll have to see if I have a picture of that shit. I'll show you. All right, we're out. We'll see you next week. Bye.